The British spelling of maneuver is nuts. Nuts! M-A-N-O-E-U-V-R-E. What? It is a delight to be here in your lovely country, in your lovely city. What's the name of the region we're in? Auckland. It's Auckland, so it's like, your cities do that. Wellington was also Wellington. I don't know, Christchurch had a different one. Canterbury. Yeah, that's at least fun. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't say it off the jump, because to be like, Auckland, New Zealand. What is this? So yeah, I'm very excited to be here. It is so fun. I am very much enjoying New Zealand. We're having a lovely time. We took the train up from Wellington. It was super beautiful and gorgeous, and everything has been an absolute delight. You know, eating all the foods, having all the snacks, collecting all the bricks at Woolworths, aka what was it? It was Countdown. Yeah, it was Countdown, and then I learned today before that it was Food Town. It was a whole history, but we're getting bricks, which we're definitely saying are for the baby, even though they're definitely for us. Because we got all the bricks when we were here last time. Podcast people are probably very confused. It's free Legos you get for buying groceries. But anyway, we're here, of course, to talk about the Percy Jackson books. Thank you all for showing up. I didn't realize that I booked a show on the same day as New Zealand Coachella. So thank you for choosing me over Chaperone. Is she on stage like literally right now?
I don't know.
Okay, someone said yes, and it sounded very sad. I'm so sorry if you chose. I'm flattered that if any of you were choosing between Chaperone and me, you chose me. I would imagine, though, that my ticket prices are probably a little bit better. Just ever so slightly. How much does a ticket to Laneway cost? $350. But it's $350 New Zealand, so it's like... So what's that, like... What's that, $20? $21? Every time I go into the grocery store, I'm just like, divided by 2? Don't think about it. Yeah. But I'm very excited that you're all here. I'm excited to be here. And I'm also very excited to be joined by a very special guest. And it's someone that is local from the area, someone who has not been on the podcast yet, making their TNO debut, which is very, very exciting. And I'm only now realizing in the moment that I forgot to check the pronunciation of their last name. So I hope I don't mess it up. But you can correct me on stage if I did it wrong. Please make some noise for Auckland's own Mikayla Madden-Snoad. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing all of the accoutrement. Thank you for providing our background trident. And for propping it up with 2 chairs so that it doesn't fall.
Think of. Kia ora, everyone, and welcome Jamie, Will, Maggie, Megan, Nina, Sarah, Abby, Braden, Grace, Estelle, Dan, Michael, Will, Emily, David, Olivia, Sulin, my parents, and my grandmother. Thank you all.
Also, welcome to anyone that wasn't on the list that was named.
I hope I got everybody, but if I didn't get you, welcome as well. Yes.
Did I butcher your last name pronunciation?
No, you said it perfectly.
Okay, good. I forgot to check.
Say, like, phonetically, it makes sense. Like, Snowed rhymes with road, but people get confused.
What are the most fun mess-up versions that you get of it?
I don't know if I've had anyone, like, pronounce it wrong, but people always try and spell Snowed in weird ways.
Like you were snowed in, S-N-O-W?
Yeah, W. And, like, my dad is a teacher, Mr. Snowed, and one time an old student saw him and was like, oh, hey, Mr. Frost. So
that's okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny. I'm very excited to have you here. Before we get into stuff, though, you had mentioned...
Yes, I would love to start with the karakia and then also introduce myself with my pepeha. So if our lovely audience would not mind standing for karakia, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
All we did was bow our heads in Wellington. Did we do that wrong?
You can do it either way.
Okay, cool.
This is the way, yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Kia inui tātou. Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, kia mā kina kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai, e hi ake ana te atākura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, ti hei, mauri ora. Right, e noho. Thank you so much. Yes, and I would just like to introduce myself with a pepeha, so for those of you who don't know, like you.
And 99% of the people listening to the podcast.
Americans, no, just everybody who's not New Zealand. Not the American. Everybody listening to the podcast. I keep forgetting this is going to be on the internet. A pepeha is basically the way that you introduce yourself in Te Ao Māori. you start with where you're from, place being the most important thing, the place that your ancestors are connected to, your tribal association, and then you finish with yourself. I'm not Māori, I'm tangata tiriti, so instead I talk about the places that I was born near and what I feel connected to. So ko Māngere te maunga I whanau ai ki tata. Māngere is where I was born, that's the maunga I feel connected to. No tam ki Makaurau ahau, no Ingarangi, no ko Tirana o ki Tipuna. So I'm from Auckland, I'm a complete Jaffa. I've been here my whole life. And sorry, Hamilton, for everything I said about you earlier, but I'm not. My ancestors are from Scotland and England, so that's my ancestral roots. And yeah, kei Pakuranga tōku kāinga I naine, ko Madden-Snoad tōku whānau, ko Mikayla tōku ingoa. So I live in Pakuranga and I'm Mikayla. So thank you guys for having me today.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, what is your history with the Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus books, since this is your first time on the show?
Yes. So when I was a kid, I was book obsessed, and I was completely obsessed with the series that shall not be named. And
Stuart Little.
That's the one. Yeah. I wouldn't read anything else. My friend was like, "You should read Percy Jackson." I was like, "No, I'm just going to read Harry Potter again." And eventually one day we had a sleepover and she was like, "Read The Lightning Thief right now." And I was like, okay, because that's what we did on our sleepovers. We just read books next to each other because we're nerds. That's the best.
That's so nerdy. I went to nerdy sleepovers, but at least we played video games.
Yeah, no, we just read books next to each other. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's so good.
Yeah, and so I read it, and that was it, basically. I was like, man, I love these. And then I read through all of them. I caught up just in time to be left on the cliffhanger from Mark of Athena. Oh, I know.
Crushing.
That's when I caught up.
That's so good.
So yeah, I had to wait for House of Hades. Not like you, lucky.
I read it the next morning. It was so good. Oh, so good.
We get
Did the
it.
live show, came back to New York, went to the park, read it with the baby. It was great.
That's so good. Yeah, and House of Hades is my favorite book ever. As you can see, this is a very well-loved copy. Mm-hmm. Not just my favorite Percy Jackson book, my favorite book, full stop. I'm obsessed. So when I heard we were doing House of Hades, I was like, this is my dream come true. And yeah, so I've loved Percy Jackson ever since. I'm a primary school teacher, so I like to try, and before that I was a Brownie leader. I like to try and make, it's like Girl Scouts.
Oh, we've got brownies, don't worry.
Okay. Oh yeah, you do.
We
yeah.
do.
The other bits you call something different.
The Boy Scouts?
No, the brownie, because we've got Pippins, Brownies, Guides, Rangers.
Oh, we just have
age
brownies
groups.
and then Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
It's you're in, you're tiny, you get a little vest, now you're selling cookies.
Yeah.
And then if you keep going, then it's you're hiking and everything, and you're in the wilderness.
No, yeah, exactly.
Do you guys do the cookies down here?
We do, but they're Girl Guide biscuits.
Girl Guide biscuits,
not Girl
right.
Scout cookies.
How do they stack up to the other offerings from Arnott's? Did they get upset?
I cannot eat them, so I do not know. They're
Are they-
delicious.
Great.
Thank
Great.
you.
Chocolate-covered bases of
Okay, a better
Yeah, the chocolate ones, everyone always said the chocolate ones were better.
Yeah. They've got like a 3-leaf clover on them.
3-leaf
Yeah,
clover.
that's our
Okay.
logo.
Yeah. Shortbread kind of biscuit.
And one that has chocolate on the base.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The chocolate
Okay.
one was I definitely sold more chocolate.
What time of year do they sell these cookies? Because it's always seasonal in the U.S.
We actually don't sell them anymore. We stopped 6 years ago.
Why?
Because we
That's the
weren't
whole
making
thing?
enough money from it.
Capitalism?
We were making, because the girls, as part of our badge, we have to spend hours at the stall selling Girl Guide biscuits.
Yeah.
And we weren't selling many, and it was kind of sad.
I think you probably weren't selling any because you guys' regular cookies are so good. That's the
okay?
problem. You already have Tim Tams and mint slices and everything else.
That's
So
true,
why?
that's true.
Whereas we have bad cookies and then Girl Scout cookies come along and everyone's like, stop the presses! Buy all the Thin Mints! Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised no one's copied their recipe yet then to steal for the rest of the year.
There's certain,
Rip off the Girl Scouts.
I feel I think Tim Tams are getting there where they're at some grocery stores and stuff, but we need more. A grocery store that's doing bad stuff you can get Percy Pig's candies there, and they're UK really good gummy candies. Yeah. So it's one of those things of I need some sort of they're all bad. Why every grocery store chain in America is so bad? No, I need a store that's good to partner with Arnott's and then be we've got regular Tim Tams. Because I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think original Tim Tams are the best ones. Unless you're going into Deluxe Town, because I do love the Deluxe Chocolate Mint ones. I do love the Deluxe Cafe Latte ones. Kelly thought they were disgusting. She drinks coffee. I don't. That's probably why. But I don't know, with all the like base, the core, it seems like there's a core 4 flavors of original double coat, the white chocolate, and the chewy caramel. Of those 4, original's good. I know a lot of people say like double coat, double goat, or double coat goat, whatever it is. They think that's the best one. Something about the originals just hit really hard. I don't know.
Nice.
I will be traveling back with so much of them. Sorry, the people not in New Zealand are so mad.
They're like, stop talking about Tim Tams.
I put him. He's been talking about this for the past 7 episodes. Every live show one.
Well, you need to spread the good word of Tim Tams.
I said this on one of the other shows. I'm kicking myself for not like reaching out to Arnott's ahead of time. I should have. This should have been the Arnott's Presents.
Yes.
The new syllabus. I'm gonna have to do it for the next one. And all if they just give me like a couple of boxes, I'm good. Like give me a box of Tim Tams, a pack of slices, and one of the Shapes flavors, and I'm set. And I'll make it the Arnott's whatever. We'll have Arnott's ad reads all over the place.
That's brilliant. You should definitely do that.
I gotta do it next time. I gotta
get them to like just send big shipments to your house in America constantly.
I would imagine they would do I don't know. They sent John Marco Ceresi a giant box of Shapes, and I was like, what am I doing? But he's also infinitely times more famous than me, so it's a little apples to oranges. Or what's the P in LMP?
Pyroa.
Yeah.
Pyroa.
So it's like lemons and pyra.
Yeah.
It's different fruit. All right, Percy Jackson, we're here.
Pyroa is a town.
What? That's not another fruit? Why is it LMP? Why is it LMP then?
It's made in Pyroa. It's just lemonade.
But okay,
That's made in Pyroa.
But then why is it L and P? It should be like L from P or L comma P.
It's lemon in Pyroa, world famous.
I always thought it was lemon in some other fruit that we don't grow down here.
No, it's a town. I've shocked the Denmark. Yeah. I've shocked people from Denmark as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. The water. Oh.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
Okay, so it is. So the and makes sense. Okay.
So
Cool.
there's lemon and there's Pyroa water.
Okay. Look, as a New Yorker, where we love to say that like the water is what makes our bagels good and everything, like I'm fully on board.
How does that work?
It's something to do with geographic where we get water from, like New York State water, like is good.
Right.
And then there's rumors about like the algae in the pipes, which I think is false. I don't think that's real. But yeah, we've got good bagels. Everyone else's bagels are bad. I'm sure your bagels here, I don't know what they are. There's something. There's a place in Auckland that was like, whatever bagels. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. But anyway, Percy Jackson. We've been talking for like 15 minutes about not Percy Jackson. Let's talk about these two chapters. So we're going to be talking about chapters 25 and 26, which are both Hazel chapters. We'll retitle them. Obviously, where we last left our heroes, it was actually the ending of an Annabeth section. So they're doing the whole Tartarus stuff with Bob the Titan and everything.
And Small Bob.
And Small Bob. We just met Small Bob, the tiny little kitten. So that's fun. But now we switch back to Hazel as the narrator. The last time that we saw those heroes, they had just defeated the poisonous cows and dealt with Trip and all of that. And Frank is, ate the Super Mario mushroom, so he's really big.
Yeah.
So this one begins. And before even writing the opening line, I was very excited that Hazel was the narrator again, because I didn't know what the narrator structure is in this book, because it was different than what they did for the last one. I liked that Hazel was a narrator this time. I didn't know if she was going to come back. I didn't know if after Frank it was going to move on to Jason or someone else. So for Hazel to return had me very excited. And I think it makes sense given that this feels like, with the Hecate of it all, this feels like a Hazel-centric story. Like if we're ranking who's more important in this one, it feels like Hazel is at the top of the chart of the non-Percy and Annabeth side of the seven. For this book in particular, which is good because she seemed not necessarily an afterthought in Mark of Athena, but it wasn't really much, like obviously she didn't narrate. So I'm excited that she's got some more play going on in the House of Hades. And of course the book is called The House of Hades, like she's probably going to be important.
That's her dad, that's true. And Hazel is so cool.
Very cool.
Love to hear from Hazel.
Cool. Just so lovely. So the opening line of this chapter is, quote, "Everything smelled like poison." And I was like, oh, right, the cows. It's been 4 long chapters without the cows. The cows. Narrator Hazel says, 2 days after leaving Venice, Hazel still couldn't get the noxious scent of eau de cow monster out of her nose. And we'll see what happens with adaptations and stuff. But a deep cut future merch idea, if they release eau de cow, could be really fun.
Yes.
Partner up with some sort of perfume brand and make eau de cow. Could be good. Now, the seasickness doesn't help her. The Argo 2 Reloaded is on the water, and she doesn't do well on the water, so she's not feeling super great. Kind of like me, halfway through the ferry that we took between Pinkton and Wellington, I was like, this is cool. And then I got into the middle of the ocean. I was like, I'm excited that this is halfway done.
Was it quite windy?
It wasn't that bad. It was like honestly like really good. It was pretty chill. They had the big chart and it was like light on the swells, which was fine. But even so, it was just like, there was a point the baby just wanted to walk up and down the whole time. And at a certain point it was like, how about sitting? Sitting could
be fun.
Sitting could be fun, yeah. We just like went to a different part of the boat where you like feel the motion a little less, and it was good. It was super fun. It was great. So she's not doing well with the seasickness, even though they are sailing down the Adriatic, which Hazel recognizes is beautiful, but she just can't fully appreciate it because of her motion sickness. And as a motion sick boy, I've been there. I totally get it. It happens.
Oh, yeah. It's not fun.
Do you get it as well?
I do. I used to get really badly car sick, and definitely like boats are not fun for me, but yeah. Not fun.
Yeah, I'm mainly car, sometimes other stuff. Primarily car. Yeah.
I'm so jealous of people who can read in the car.
Oh, I could never. I couldn't read in the car, and I couldn't play Pokemon on my Game Boy Color in the car.
No.
And I've definitely talked about this in the pod, but like there were certain of my friends who were like farther ahead than me because they could play in the car, and I was like, I can't play in the car.
That's not fair.
I need to beat Misty. Yeah. It wasn't fair at all. I was like, everybody, wait, let me catch up. So she thinks at one point that she spots Croatia, and I really want to visit Croatia. I've never been. So for her to shout that out, I was like, I want to go there.
I was wondering, like, why are they sailing the Argo 2 right now? Because they don't have Percy. They have Jason. So I don't know why they're sailing instead of flying. I don't remember if they explained that earlier.
I'm assuming it's just because Venice being all canals, it was probably easy just to like keep going.
True.
And it also could be like the directions that Hecate gave them because they were like out and then they were inland, and then also like it might just be easier.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that like flying just comes with a bunch of extra baggage, but as we're gonna learn, the waters are treacherous.
The waters are.
Mm-hmm. But the other things are treacherous because narrator Hazel says, quote, the thing that nauseated her most was the weasel. So Gale, our polecat friend, is back.
Gale?
Yeah. Okay, that's at least how they say it in Hades 2, the video game, which is my source of mythological knowledge. What, you just call it Gale?
I mean, I guess I didn't really think of it as a Greek name. I thought just this wheel has a random name.
At least in Hades 2, they say Gale. Which feels like it makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I don't think any point in the books did they clarify that it's Gale. No,
because I feel like the other animal that she had also had like a silly name. Okay, so that was also
in
like
Hades
Greek.
2, the video game.
Yeah. So of course you would know those. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, yeah,
okay, Gale.
Hecate is a major player in Hades 2, so I am ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Maybe I'll play tonight. I haven't played in a while. Been too busy touring, but this is the last show on the tour, so I can relax. But anyway, Percy Jackson. So Gale apparently was in Hazel's room last night. Hazel, woke up to Gale on her chest, which I've had happen to me once in terms of I was well, not with a stinky polecat, but
with an animal?
An animal, yeah. So I was sleeping over at my friend Chris Odell's place, and he had a dog and a cat, and we were sleeping over in his basement, and then I just woke up with the cat on my chest. And I certainly never was a pet person, but as a child, I was like actively afraid of dogs, and cats I was like, fine. But it was just on me, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like trying to move into it. It kind of like clawed in. I was like, okay. So I just kind of like waited it out. And then eventually the cat left. But I don't remember the cat's name. I'll have to ask Chris. And I was just like, hey, name. Let's say Gale. Gale, please. Gale, please. Gale. And then eventually Gale moved, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had this happen before. Thankfully, not
a fun
stinky.
way to wake up.
No, not ideal. Narrator Hazel says, quote, nothing like waking up screaming, kicking off your covers, and dancing around your cabin while a weasel scampers between your feet, screeching and farting. So this went better than my run-in with Chris's cat. So at least I handled myself a little better.
Actually.
Yeah, like running around, screaming, kicking, like I can understand it being terrifying.
Yeah.
So of course, because she makes a big scene of this, the rest of the crew rushes in to make sure that she's okay. And Hazel has a difficult time explaining the weasel because not everyone was in chapters 1 through 4. So they didn't see what was going on. she decides that she's going to talk to Hedge about this either the next morning or later in the morning. I don't know if it's before or after midnight. And the reason she's going to do so is he can talk with animals.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
Makes sense. A likely candidate, a good choice. Hazel, this next morning, approaches Hedge's door and she overhears him having an emotional conversation. He's calling someone, Hedge. He's calling someone hun. He's saying something about that being good news, but he doesn't sound excited about it. And then he answers the door after Gale made some noise and Hazel then knocks.
Squeaked or something.
Right, something where Hazel was like, caught herself eavesdropping, then let me just knock. And when he answers the door, he has red eyes. So we would presume that he's crying. And this is a new angle. I'm a big Hedge guy. Now, if Hedge is showing emotional depth.
I want to know what you think is happening.
My instinct. So what I wrote in my notes was, Hedge in love? Or is he a parent? Hedge? And it's hard because hun is one of the ones that can go either way. Trapdoor is intact. You're good. Yeah, I did install it in the.
Yeah, of course. We were discussing earlier where the trapdoor was.
Oh, yeah. Under there and then under everybody's seat.
I didn't know you had audience trapdoors.
You never know.
Oh,
Thankfully,
that's
with the
true.
lighting, I can't see anyone's facial expressions. Your silhouettes look wonderful. But you never know. But yeah, I guess it's one of two ways. It's either a relationship thing or he's a parent. And I think it would be really cute if he was a parent. So just for diversity, I want to go parent. Like he's got a kid, but I don't know what the situation would be. I think the easier, more likely thing is that he has a significant other, but I would love it if he was talking to his kid. And I guess since he's a goat, like literally his kid. No one else is in the room, so Hazel wonders if he was doing some sort of iris message, something to communicate with someone far away.
She said like something about like iris messages are apparently what Greeks use or something, which made me think, wait, so do Romans not have iris messages? How do they communicate?
Oh, I feel like they. I feel like there was some. I think there was something on the set of Neptune where they mentioned what they do. Does anyone know off the top of their head what like the Roman alternate?
They use like pigeons, I guess.
They use pigeons? Is that like canon or are you just catering to me? Okay.
That's the TNO canon.
The TNO canon, I wish.
Yeah, because she said Hazel had heard that the Greeks used those a lot.
Yeah.
So like, and then she also said like there's no phones on board rather than saying like demigods can't use phones. So then I was like, whoa. Can Romans use phones? Like, that would be insane. I don't think that's
the case. But leave it to Leo to put, TVs in the toilet paper, but not have a phone.
A phone.
Yeah.
That's very Leo of him.
Very Leo. So she asks Hedge if he would talk to Gale, and then Hedge and Gale chatter a little bit back and forth, and Hedge lets Hazel know that Gale is rather rude, but the reason that Gale is here is to monitor, quote, how things go. And my initial guess was the quest's progress, and we'll see that that's what Hazel's thinking as well. Hazel asks Hedge, what does that mean? And Hedge goes, I don't know. Gale didn't make it clear. Ask them. That's how polecats always are. So he's got some sort of polecat beef, it seems, maybe. He says he's got to go, slams the door. So he was clearly trying to get out of this conversation. So I don't know. I'm unsure
Get
of
back
what's
to
going
whatever
on.
business he has.
I know. I'm so
Mysterious
intrigued.
Hedge business.
Oh, the Hedge maze. So after breakfast, Hazel wonders what's going on with Hedge. And Hazel remembers that in this chat, there was something about great news, but he didn't seem excited about it. And this all just feels very unlike him. But she figures she's not going to be able to learn about this information unless she pries it out of him. He doesn't seem like the chatty type to just gab about his feelings. Like he's on an episode
of them before.
No, but this is not going to be an episode of Gilmore Goats where he's just going back and forth.
Very nice. Had to get it in.
I'm glad you all get the Gilmores down here. I didn't know if that
We
would.
do get things down here.
I know you get things.
Yeah, they make their way down under.
But it's interesting to see what does and doesn't hit.
Yeah, it would be,
because
yeah.
as I've said at multiple tour stops, Emeril Lagasse from the Food Network did not make his way down here. And that was very surprising to me because Bam shows up and that was his signature catchphrase. And I think that's why Uncle Rick put it in. But I said this, I was like, surely they all got Emeril live, and just crickets at every show on tour. Hazel then thinks about Hecate sending Gale and worries that she's going to be tested sometime soon. Hazel has no idea how she's supposed to learn magic without any education and then be powerful enough at magic to defeat some sorceress, the Lady in Gold from Leo's dreams. So she lets us know, as the narrator, that she has spent all her free time trying to figure out how she will learn magic. She's been trying to just focus on mist manipulation, and she's just coming up blank. It's just not working.
She's been turning Camp Half-Blood shirts into Camp Regular Person shirts.
That's good. I also, or she was trying to like flip a Camp Jupiter shirt into a Camp Half-Blood shirt. Could be really fun.
That could be fun. I wonder what the Camp Jupiter...
If I did
Jupiter
that,
is.
I think I said in a live show, someone asked, and I first joked that it would be like a WWJD thing. But then I think we eventually landed on it being like a karate, taekwondo, kung fu, like a fighting camp of sorts.
Nice.
I think that's what we landed at. But I don't know. I don't need 2 merch items like that.
No.
But if you want to go to the merch show, we've got a couple more. Let's see. So she actually tried to turn her spatha into a walking stick. It didn't work, or at least to make it look like it with mist. And then she tried to summon a cloud to cover the moon. That also did not work.
It's quite ambitious, I feel.
I feel like that's a big one. She said that she strained so hard she almost, like popped her eye out, and that's all that was going on. So no success there. On top of this, she's had really bad dreams of late. They've been especially awful. There have been dreams where she's drifting amongst the ghosts in Asphodel. There's a point where she's in Gia's cave in Alaska from before. Then she was in her mom's old apartment in New Orleans. And this one was more in depth than that. It featured her staring at Pluto, her dad, and he grabs her by the arm and tells her, "The dead see what they believe they will see. So do the living. That is the secret," which is very interesting. This feels like advice for when they get to the House of Hades. And I am very intrigued. So, I don't really have a guess. The dead see what they believe. And I would say this is in italics, but it's in unitalics because, like, the whole quote is in italics. And then this is not italics, so it would be italics, but we're quoting someone within a dream. The dead see what they believe they will see. So do the living. I'm assuming it's so do the living and not so do the living. Like, that's some sort of instruction. So do the living. That is the secret. They see what they believe they will see. It feels like they're going to be doing some sort of, like, stealth. Like, they're going to be lying. So if I had to guess, because they just got like the secret barley cakes that are supposed to help them deal with the poison, maybe this is saying that like act like the poison is really killing you even though it's not, and then the dead will be like and the living I guess will be like no.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed so all her dreams were obviously like her worst memories, but then this one has that dialogue that never actually happened. And then I was just thinking like it's actually a real thing as well, that people see what they expect to see, like confirmation bias and all that. So it's real. Now we're going to use it in Percy Jackson.
Yeah, I'm excited. And Hazel does let us know as the narrator. Her dad has never said this to her before. So this is him infiltrating the dream and passing along a message. And I love that everyone's parent is doing this. Like all their Heroes of Olympus, all the parents are coming into the dreams and they're doing their little workaround and being like, I know I can't talk to you, but also here's the secret to your quest.
They're like, we don't want to do what Zeus tells us, so we're going to find a loophole.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, the worst dreams that she has are the ones that feel like they are telling the future. There's one that features Hazel walking through a dark tunnel while a woman's voice echoes, "Control this if you can, child of Pluto." And that feels like that could be the sorceress, not necessarily Gia. It could be Gia, but it's probably one of the two. And then she lets us know, as always, in quotes, she dreams of what she saw at the crossroads with Hecate. So Leo falling through the sky, Percy and Annabeth unconscious in front of black metal doors, and Clytius, the giant, towering over them, engulfed in darkness. So Hazel is doing all of this recollecting, narrating stuff while on the deck of the ship, and then she looks over to Gale on the railing of the ship and is very tempted just to knock her over into the water, which I think is very funny. Very, very funny.
I wonder if she can swim.
Ooh, I don't know.
Can polecats swim?
I am not well versed in polecats. All I know is about Hades 2, the video game. They can defend you from enemies, but only 3 times per region if they're fully upgraded.
There are polecats in Hades, the video game?
So in Hades 2, the video game.
Sorry, Hades 2.
All good. In Hades 2, the video game, you have companion animals that help you and give you little bonuses. You have Phrynos the frog, whose main thing is he gives you extra health and hops on people and can cause damage when he hops on people.
Oh, amazing.
There is Tula the cat who gives you like extra lives and falls asleep and takes a nap. But if you run over and like nudge her awake, she attacks somebody else, like a bad guy. Then there is Hekuba the dog who gives you extra magic, which you use for special attacks, and then also can stun enemies, so they'll be frozen for a little bit. Then there is Gale the polecat, who like every now and then, if you are gonna get hit by someone, Gale steps in to make sure that they actually don't hit you, that the person misses. I don't know if it's like they scratch their face. They do something to where they miss it.
The polecat in Hades 2 is called Gale as well.
Yes, yeah, they are both.
Wow,
they are
that's
both
wild.
Hecate's pets. So when they showed up in this book, I was like, yeah, obviously, naturally.
See, I thought it was a Rick Riordan thing. I didn't know it was a myth
No,
thing.
it's like a
So
thing.
that Gale makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Dr. Moy to get the full breakdown to see what,
Yeah.
you know, the proper mythological scholars outside of Hades do the video game are saying about it, other than Supergiant Games. But, and then the other one is you get Rocky, but spelled R-A-K-I, who is a bird of sorts. I don't know what type of bird, but he lets you get more critical hit damage, and then every now and then flies and like pecks somebody. So it's good. They're great. All the animals are fun. And then you
like
can
the frog.
Yeah, the frog is the one I use the most. Just that extra health is good. And that's your first one. It's Melenoe's like first companion. So you kind of feel, they're called familiars, sorry, animal familiars,
Yes.
Which is, I know, like
Witches.
a mythological thing as well. So yeah, I got a lot of love for Freenos. Freenos is my guy. But anyway, Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson.
So she is thinking about knocking Gale off into the water and then thinks, I can't even control my own dreams. How am I supposed to control the mist? And she is so deep in thought that she doesn't even realize that Frank has walked up to her. He asks if she's feeling better and takes her hand, and she feels how large his hand is, and she's still surprised about how much he's grown. She says, as the narrator, quote, he had changed into so many animals, she wasn't sure why one more transformation should amaze her. But suddenly he'd grown into his weight. No one could call him pudgy or cuddly anymore. He looked like a football player, solid and strong. I'm assuming American football, so maybe like a rugby player. He looked like a football player, solid and strong. That would be really fun if in the other versions they switch it.
Rugby?
But so I've read this one off my Very Legal PDF, which is the British English one, and I wonder if people reading this think he's like some lanky soccer player. Like, no.
That's so true, actually, yeah. Because in New Zealand, we call it soccer and football. Sorry, Dad, I know football is correct. Sorry, I apologize. He's English.
Okay, sure.
But obviously in England, they don't call it soccer at all.
Not
They
at
just
all.
call it football. So, yeah, they probably would just picture that.
That's
funny, yeah.
Fascinating.
They should have changed it.
They should have. He looked like a football player, solid and strong, with a new center, but center spelled R-E. A new center.
Correct spelling.
Yeah. I've learned you guys mostly do the British stuff.
Yes.
Or you do like British spelling, but then some of the other syntax stuff can be the other way. With a new center of gravity. His shoulders had broadened. He walked with more confidence. What Frank had done on that bridge in Venice, ... Hazel was still in awe. None of them had actually seen the battle, but no one doubted it. Frank's whole bearing had changed. Even Leo had stopped making jokes at his expense. That's how you know Frank's really changed.
He's had the biggest glow up in all of history.
Yeah, and you know what? Good for him. I'm happy for him. Because everyone was taking shots at him while they're the narrator.
Frank.
He was called a koala bear and a panda bear and all a stuffed animal and all this other stuff. So him being, big muscle buff pants, great. Happy for him. Very happy for him.
Good job.
Hazel tells Frank that she's all right, but she falters halfway through, so it's proof that she's not doing all right. She asks how he is, and he says he's good, aside from the physical changes, but then assures her that he is still the same inside. And I love this cute, awkward way that he is handling the transformation. I think it's absolutely adorable. And I love Frank, and this is really fun. I love that we're getting more Frank and Hazel in this book, because they're just fantastic.
They are so cute.
So cute, and so cute together. Narrator Hazel says, quote, his voice held a little bit of the old doubt and awkwardness, the voice of her Frank, who always worried about being a klutz and messing up. Hazel felt relieved. She liked that part of him. At first, his new appearance had shocked her. She'd been worried that his personality had changed as well. Now, she was starting to relax about that. Despite all his strength, Frank was still the same sweet guy. He was still vulnerable. It's so good. It's so cute. It would have been a whack reason for her to break up with him. Like, too beefy.
You got buff. I don't like that.
I don't like it. Hazel tells him that she knows and she's glad that he is the same on the inside. And she explains that she's not worried about him. And he thinks that she means Nico and asks how Nico is doing. Narrator Hazel lets us know, I was thinking about myself. but I'll go along with this so I don't look narcissistic. So she follows Frank's gaze up to Nico, who is in the crow's nest. And apparently Nico said that he likes to keep watch up there, but she knows that he likes to be emo up there.
Oh, yeah. He is being so emo up there. We just know that.
Yeah, he's definitely got, especially in the time, he's probably, I like to imagine, wearing a hoodie with his iPod Touch, I guess, because this is mid-2010s.
Yeah.
Like in the little pocket inside the pocket, because I had one of those hoodies where it's like when phones weren't this big and you had the like pocket in the pocket so you could put either a phone or an iPod or something in there. And then he's got the headphone cord running up inside, like the hole, and then it's running inside and up into his ears. He's for sure doing that, listening to My Chemical Romance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I mean, he has been through a lot.
Oh, he's been through so much.
Yeah.
He was just recently a corn plant. Like,
He was a corn plant. Like,
he can totally listen to emo music.
oh, he's earned it. And he's also like, I don't know, is he like 13 at the moment? Like,
Something. Either
he's
that or
tiny.
75. Like one of the two.
Yeah.
He's
Him
a
and Hazel both like that.
Strange. He's a teenage boy for sure, dude. Go
Tiny
for
baby.
it. The crew offered him Percy's room, but he refused, and I think that makes sense. It's very when they offered Leo Beckendorf's room, but Leo did take Beckendorf's room because he had a bunch of cool stuff in it. So this is either Nico being a little more respectful or Percy's room not being cool enough for him. He's got posters of the White Stripes. He's like, not emo enough for me.
He's like, I need some My Chemical Romance here.
More
We paint the
eyeliner.
walls black.
Yeah.
If the walls were black, I would move it.
The White Stripes. The black is the only color.
Exactly.
So Hazel notes that Nico has only become more and more reclusive since becoming a plant. Hazel tells Frank that...
Poor boy.
Poor boy. Hazel tells Frank she's not sure how Nico's doing, but he has been through a lot. Yeah, we've recapped this. So many things. Frank says that he has gotten the impression that Nico doesn't necessarily work well with others. And narrator Hazel says, quote, Frank stood up straight. He was wearing a beige t-shirt with a picture of a horse and the words Paleo de Sienna. He'd only bought it a couple of days ago, but now it was too small. When he stretched, his midriff was exposed. Hazel realized she was staring. She quickly looked away, her face flushed. Get it, Hazel? Okay.
This is when you know they've gone to YA.
For sure.
Yeah.
We are in Checking Out Boys Midriff Town. Ooh, leveling up the spice. But I love him just getting a bunch of cheesy tourist shirts. The Frank collection of the Chow shirt. Chow, is it even a word? And the Paleo de Sienna. Oh, this is great. They could make a whole collection of Frank's tourist
Does
shirts.
Paleo de Sienna mean something?
I'm sure it means something in Italian.
It means something.
Let's find out. Let's Google it all
Googling.
together.
Anyone speak Italian?
Molto bene.
Didn't think so.
Let's see. Paleo de Sienna
Wouldn't be very helpful.
is a horse race held twice a year.
There you go.
It translates to Banner of Siena. It is the painted silk banner awarded to the winner of that historic horseback race. It is held twice a year on July 2nd and August 16 in Piazza del Campo. The race represents intense competition. So, okay, cool.
There you go.
Big old horse race.
Hey, I mean, Hazel would be good at that.
Oh, they should do it. They should do it.
She would win immediately, though, because Arian is the fastest
Look at
horse
the
in world.
Wikipedia image. This looks hype. Look at all the people there.
Damn.
Running away from bulls? No. Riding a horse through a packed house in Italy? Yes. That's way better. That sounds like so much fun. I want to go. Let's go. I'm going to go. And I'll wear this shirt. So let's see. Hazel's staring at his midriff.
That shirt?
No, that shirt. Yeah, no. This shirt, this is not cool enough for
Horse racing.
not for horse racing. I need a horse shirt. Maybe I'll wear my Camp Regular Person shirt on sale at the merch shop. She thanks Frank for being so nice to Nico, despite Nico being difficult to be nice to. Frank says that she put up with his grandma. That's way tougher. No need to thank him for this. And Hazel insists, no, I loved your grandma. She made fun of you all the time. That's great. Your grandma's the best. Gale farts. Frank asks, why is that thing here? Hazel explains. Frank asks, all right, what is Gale going to observe? And then the book ends the chapter with the following. Quote, Hazel tried to take comfort in Frank's presence, his new aura of solidarity and strength. I don't know, she said at last, some kind of test. Suddenly, the boat lurched forward and I wrote, the test! That's the end of chapter 25, which I have retitled Stowaway, but it's ST-O because of O de cow, away.
Very nice. Very many puns.
Yeah, you always got to be doing it. What would you retitle chapter 25?
So, what I have is, I have a rude awakening because I was thinking, the polecat wakes her up, and also it's rude because the polecat is farting. But of course, I asked my friend Olivia, who is a comedic genius, to give me some suggestions as well. So I need to share
sorry,
some
real quick.
of
The O was also because Gale farts. The stowaway is the smelly Gale,
yeah,
so the stow
okay.
was from
The-
that.
the O is the-
That's
yeah. No, I
but
like
I thought
that.
it was on the brain because of the eau de cow, but then the O is Gale's stinky farts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we commune with a farting weasel.
Good.
No better way to start your day than with a farting weasel and
I'm sensing a
waking
theme.
up with a weasel.
I'm sensing a theme, yes.
There's a theme, yeah.
That's good. All right, we got time to do a little bit of chapter 26 before we break for intermission, so let's do it. It's called Hazel. We'll retitle it. It opens with, quote, Hazel and Frank tumbled over each other. Hazel accidentally gave herself the Heimlich maneuver, and we got to talk. The British spelling of maneuver is nuts. Nuts. Absolutely not. Manoeuvre. What?
Yeah.
I know, like, oeuvre, you're saying, like, this is of someone's oeuvre, but maneuver? What?
How do you spell it?
We spell it, I'm going to make sure I do it right, but it's Maneuver. Maneuver.
Right, okay.
Not maneuver.
You guys do like to simplify your words.
Yeah. Which is
Make it easier.
and you're in the pockets of big newspaper where you're trying to, because I think that's why we reduced the letters as we were
That
printing
makes
things, and we were
sense.
like, do we really need an O in color? Get it, or do we need a U in color? We need a color.
Color.
Yeah. No. Do we need, so like, I think that's literally why we get rid of
That
them, is
does
we
make
wanted
sense.
to not
Yeah.
have to use as many
No, that
things
doesn't make
in
sense. Sorry,
printing
I'm not
presses.
defending American spelling. I can't be converted.
It's okay. Maneuver is nuts. That's wild. I've never seen that before. So maneuver. She gave herself the Heimlich maneuver with the pommel of her sword and curled on the deck, moaning and coughing up the taste of Catableb's poison. So that's not great, not ideal to continue to have that smell in her life. Festus is freaking out. Leo is screaming, "It's eating the oars!" And that means it's big, so that's scary. Jason then jumps over. Hold on.
No, not yet.
Not yet? Oh, I had Jason jumps over a tied up Frank and Hazel.
Oh, yes.
Not
yes.
yet. He does lots of jumping.
He does lots of yes, you're
jumping.
right, you're right, yeah.
He jumps over a tied up Frank and Hazel with his sword drawn, and he runs towards the stern. And then Piper is shooting food out of her cornucopia, saying, "Hey, in all caps, eat this, you stupid turtle."
Oh, she's great.
She's great. I really like this. So I wrote on my notes, giant evil turtle. Oh, like the Earth turtle myths, because for timeline purposes, we are recording this on Thursday, February 5th. It's going to come out in months. But we just recently posted the episode of the Dr. Moy Myth Check one for Market Athena, and we talked about these giant turtles that have some other name that I've already forgotten. But it's the thing where, the turtles are as big as islands, and that's why some people call North America Turtle Island. So it was funny that very recently came up in conversation with me, and I guess me from the past, because that one was recorded back in December. Podcast timelines are super fun.
Crazy. Jeremy
So
Jeremy.
many going all over the place. And this just made me think of that. So that was my initial guess when she said, "You stupid turtle." So Frank helps Hazel up and asks if she's okay. She lies and says that she's okay and tells him to go on. So he runs up the steps, and then he turns his backpack into a bow and arrow.
That's such a good power.
It's really cool, and Rick was definitely cooking when he thought about it in between books 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah. It was like, guys, I just had an idea. And he's allowed to retcon stuff because he owns it.
Yeah,
We
you
love
own it. Leo showed me how to do it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
I
fine.
do like that Uncle Rick never pretends that, oh, yeah, I planned it all along. Like,
Yeah.
he's totally fine, as he did in his interview with you,
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, I didn't know that.
It's good. It's so good, and it makes him just like a regular person.
Yeah.
And whenever he does have some sort of mistake, it's chill, and he doesn't have to, Nikini was always a Korean woman. Yeah. So stupid. Leo can't get the oars to retract, so he needs the crew to get the turtle away. Nico goes, "Sticks, it's huge." And I love when they replace curse words with Greek words.
Hades.
So fun. Hedge is the last to arrive on deck, and he does so.
So classic Hedge.
He goes and it's one of those things where just like the way it's written in the text, you know exactly how it's pronounced, because it's capital H, lowercase a, dash, capital H, capital A. So it's clearly, ha ha! as he jumps over the railing to attack the turtle. Perfect.
So good.
Notes.
10 out of 10.
Exactly.
That is so Hedge of him.
Yep. He was crying before. New angle of Hedge.
Yeah.
No, this is classic Hedge.
Yep.
Textbook Hedge.
Yeah. This is the Hedge we know.
Uh-huh. Hazel joins the team as more oars break, and Leo wails about the damage to his beloved ship.
No.
And then Hazel sees the beast and is in utter disbelief. Here's what she says as the narrator. When she heard the word turtle, she thought of a cute little thing the size of a jewelry box, sitting on a rock in the middle of a fish pond. When she heard huge, her mind tried to adjust. Okay, perhaps it was like the Galapagos tortoise she'd seen in the zoo once, with a shell big enough to ride on. She did not envision a creature the size of an island. When she saw the massive dome of craggy black and brown squares, the word turtle simply did not compute. Its shell was more like a landmass, hills of bone, shiny pearl valleys, kelp and moss forests, rivers of seawater trickling down the grooves of its carapace. So, one, I was right, cool, yay, fun. But I think this is a really cool description as well. And third, Hazel saying the size of a jewelry box is such an old lady way to describe something. So apt.
And she is like
She
80
should be
years
an
old.
old lady. But yeah, this is so much a I was born in 1930 way to describe
That's so true.
the size of something. Because,
Yeah.
I don't know, the size of a jewelry box, like I could guess, but I don't have that locked
No,
down.
it's not like something in your brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the description of the turtle in this bit, and like House of Hades obviously is my favorite book, and every part stays in my brain so visually, and like I can see the giant turtle. Like when I think about House of Hades, I can see the giant turtle. But for some reason, I made it like kind of blue and green in my brain, like it was like bright colors.
Sure.
I don't know why, but
I like that.
yeah, I can. Uncle Rick, his descriptions and the visualization is so good.
They're really good. It's very picturesque. You can really see it in your mind's eye, and I see it clear as day here. So then she sees its head, which has giant eyes the size of swimming pools, and it eats 6 more oars. Leo's yelling at it. Hedge is whacking it in the shell, doing absolutely nothing.
He's trying his best.
Really putting in an effort, not getting the results. Frank is trying to shoot it in the eye with arrows, but its inner eyelids are blocking the arrows from doing any damage. Piper's food is not distracting it from eating the boat. Again, she goes, "Fetch, you stupid turtle!" And I love the way she is yelling at this thing, and I'm wondering, does she have some sort of history with turtles?
Maybe she has beef with turtles. The way you said that just then almost like made me think of her doing it in a New York accent.
Oh, it's just like, hey! Stupid turtle, come on!
Exactly. I wasn't gonna try it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hazel asks, how did this giant thing sneak up on us? And Leo thinks that the shell must block sonar, which, sure, yeah.
Stealth turtle.
Yeah, it's a magic book. Who cares? Piper asks if they can switch to flying mode, and Leo thinks that that is unlikely with all of the oars that are now damaged. But he starts messing with one of his Archimedes spheres for an alternative plan.
It's kind of weird that you need the oars to be flying.
Yeah, something again.
Wait, it's the book.
Magic book.
Magic book.
Yeah, exactly.
Magic.
Everything. Nico points out some straits and asks if they can steer towards them, and narrator Hazel describes the land as a long strip parallel to the coastal cliffs, and it seems like the gap is wide enough for the boat to rest in, but not wide enough for the turtle, so it should be perfect.
Sounds really safe.
Sounds like it's going to be just fine. I mean, when I was reading this, I was like, oh, cool, a solution. Yeah, great. I was completely caught me by surprise what actually ends up happening. So Leo calls for Jason to stop slashing at its head and then yells for Hedge to return, but Hedge refuses, thinking he's doing a great job and is being very helpful. So Jason tries to grab him by the waist to bring him back, flying and grabbing him and bringing him back to the ship.
Like Peter Pan.
Like Peter Pan. Hedge struggles enough that Jason drops his golden sword into the ocean.
Guys, Fliptide was lost to the tides.
It's a very good joke. This isn't Fliptide, though.
It's not?
It's a different Imperial
Oh,
gold
you're
sword.
right.
Yeah.
He lost Fliptide.
Fliptide.
Guys,
or
I never said
he
that.
either lost it or got I mean, it's good. It is good. I miss Fliptide. I thought
I forgot he lost Fliptide.
it was so cool. Like I wanted it to be a thing, and I don't think it even made it out of the first book.
No,
like it got
you're right.
broken.
He lost it and it lost it. I never
Yeah.
said that.
No, it's
that was
a
an
good,
alleged joke.
Yeah, it's a good bit. But yes, he has lost his sword. And this is why, I mean, kind of speaking of Riptide, this is why you need a sword that comes back to you.
Yeah, 'cause
like,
my first thought was like, well, if it was Percy's sword, he'd be fine.
they'd be like, all right, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
They should enchant all their weapons to do that. Like,
They really should.
why
They got to
are they
figure out how Riptide got this power and do this to every single thing.
Exactly.
And let me do it to my phone and my keys and my wallet and everything.
please.
I thought I lost my phone getting into an Uber on the way to the train station. Okay, what we've been doing, because we have like a bunch of bags and stuff, is we'll like call a cab or an Uber or whatever, and then I'll go with like all 6 of our bags, and then Kelly will go with just the baby on like a bus, and then we'll meet at a train station, and it just works out better that way. And I was doing this, like, call it, get in, whatever, blah, 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 load up all the stuff. And then I sit down in the back seat and I've like got my wallet and passport in one pocket. And then I go to reach for my phone and I like don't feel it in the pocket I normally have. And I don't feel in the other pocket. And we've like already driven for a couple of minutes. And I was like, did it fall out of my pocket? Is it on the sidewalk? How am I going to contact Kelly when I get to the train station? I was freaking out. My Uber driver was very taken aback because I was like, this is really bad. We're separated, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then it had just like fallen out of this pocket on my other side and like slipped in between the door and the seat. So I found it, but like for a minute, I was not in a good place.
Oh, I know the feeling. I was on a bus once and my phone had been in my pocket. I knew it was on the bus because I had my headphones on and it was playing. It was playing my podcast or music. It was probably playing your podcast.
Good.
And I was like, oh my god, where is it? And I was like searching. Somehow it had ended up like 2 seats over under the seat. And this is the back row of the bus where there's hardly any space. So I'm like squishing myself down, like trying to climb under the seat. Everybody would have been like, what the heck is that girl doing? And then I had to try and like grab it from under. It was not a fun time. But yeah, no,
if we just had Fliptide phones and they just went back into our Riptide phones.
Then I could just be like, I'll just leave this bus. It'll come back.
Totally
It'll be
fine. Yeah, we need this.
Exactly.
So Hedge, of course, insists that he was weakening this turtle. The turtle then headbutts the ship, and Hazel thinks that she hears it cracking. Leo says he's almost ready. Frank says that they're running out of time. Piper does some charm speak and yells, "Go away." It works for a moment, but then it comes to its senses and it rams the boat even harder than before.
I feel like that was still pretty impressive of her, though. Like, for one, go away on this giant monster, you know?
She proves that charm speak is like a really seriously helpful thing.
Yeah.
Like, it can really do quite a bit.
She thinks she's like not the most helpful member of the group, but she does a lot.
So does every single person in
Yeah,
the seven. They
I mean-
all think they are not helpful, except Percy. Percy's like, I'm pretty good. Everyone else thinks they're unhelpful, and everyone else is like, oh, I have something really bad going on, but I don't want to burden everybody else. They all, as I've said on the pod, they all need to have like nightly debrief sessions where before they all go to bed, it's like, how's everybody doing?
Some group therapy
Right?
with each other, yeah.
Absolutely.
They all need therapy so bad.
So bad. Get a therapist on this ship.
Why does Camp Half-Blood not have a therapist? That's my
Because
question.
no YA anything ever has a therapist.
Bring in therapist!
We need it.
We need it!
So Jason and Hedge return. Leo goes fire in the shell, and then he spins the Wiimote. The ship rockets ahead. I always call it the Wiimote, even though the book calls it the Wii controller, because Uncle Rick is not hip enough.
Not like you.
No.
Hip with the kids.
Look, I didn't even have a Nintendo Wii, but I know that it's a Wiimote.
I didn't know.
Well, I'm a nerd and I'm old. The ship rockets ahead. It's bouncing atop the waves. It's shooting fire out at the turtle. He gets upset. His face is charred. He starts to chase after them. Leo says that they need a distraction, and then Hazel thinks of one. Arion. She focuses her thoughts, hoping that it'll work, and then it does work. Arion rushes in and immediately shows up on the quarterdeck. And narrator Hazel says the following, quote, "Gods of Olympus," Hazel thought, "I love this horse." Arion snorted as if to say, "Of course you do. You're not stupid."
I love Arion.
Love
so
this.
much sass.
So much sass, so much confidence. Maybe we all be as confident in ourselves as Arion is in themselves. And Hazel climbs atop Arion and tells Piper that she could use some charm speak. And Piper's response is, "Once upon a time, I liked turtles." And then she accepts Hazel's hand to get on and then says, "Not anymore!" And it's great, and I love it, and I need to know the full turtle history story, and this is a great place for us to break for intermission. So, if you're listening to the podcast after the fact, we're going to take our mid-roll break, the House of Headlines. Let's all say, it's a good one, right? Listener submitted. But let's all say goodbye to the podcast people.
Goodbye, podcast people!
Hello and welcome to the House of Headlines Auxiliary Shubio edition. I'm coming to you from the Auxiliary Shubio here in New York City, but soon I will be getting on a plane to Atlanta, Georgia, where I'll be doing a live show that is being live streamed, so everybody can attend, and it's got a 7-day replay with every single ticket, so even if you can't make it on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we will have a full 7-day replay. You can watch it at any point for up to a week after the show originally airs. So you can get tickets right now at thenewolympian.com/live. So whether you are in the area or you just want to watch a live stream or the replay of the live stream, head on over to thenewolympian.com/live. Patrons get 20% off tickets. And then beyond that, I'm also doing 2 more shows afterwards. Going to be doing a show in Charlotte, North Carolina on the 21st of April, and then Raleigh, North Carolina on the 22nd of April. On the 23rd of April, I'm planning to do one of our patron Q&A live streams. If you're at the Mega God tier patron status and above, you get access to those. And recently I've been so busy that I've just been kind of doing them scattershot here and there, but I want to give people advance notice and mention it on the podcast. So we're going to do that at 2 p.m. on April 23rd. That is a Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And you can come in, ask some questions. You can send them in advance to thenewolympian@gmail.com or just hop in the chat and ask them live. But yes, want to make sure I have a dedicated one. It's been too long since I've had a properly scheduled one. So going to bring that to you on the 23rd. A lot of fun stuff coming this week. Now, a note about this episode in particular, there's a point in this episode in which I go on this long tirade about how I have never seen the word maneuver spelled this way because I've been using the very legal British English PDF. And what's funny is there was another point in this book where they used maneuver, and I think I even said something in the podcast of like, oh, haha, maneuver spelled weird. And I just didn't go on this whole big like, whoa, this is ridiculous. And then it's funny that in this episode, I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous, and I've never seen it before. You have seen it before, Mike. It was on this podcast, in this book that you're reading for this podcast. I still do stand by, though, that maneuver is wild. I just should have reacted that way the first time I read maneuver. At the live show in Atlanta, the one that we are live streaming, I'm going to be announcing some new merchandise that we've got going on. Got a new fun partnership merchandise item that's coming out. Very excited about that. And I'll talk more about that on the next mid-roll break. But that is our like exclusive come to the stream. See what it is. Ooh, nobody knows. Not even patrons. Ooh. Now, I've mentioned the Patreon, so I want to give a shout out to the folks who have joined the Patreon most recently. Shout out to our newest demigod tier patrons, Jordan S., Galactic Wanderer, and Zamir Ali. Thank you all so much for your support. May Hypnos bless you that if you are taking an overnight Amtrak train after doing a live show in Atlanta on your way to North Carolina, that you are able to sleep on the train. I am banking on being able to sleep on this train. There's only one train a day that goes from Atlanta, Georgia to Charlotte, North Carolina, and you have to board it at night and sleep on the train, and I hope it works. I don't have like a sleeper car. I just have like a seat, and oh man, I can sleep on planes. Can I sleep on trains like this? I've only ever napped on trains, so we're going to find out. Ooh. Now, if you're all caught up on the News Olympian and you're looking for some new content to consume, you're in luck because I make a whole bunch of podcasts. I think you'll like the podcasts that I make, and one of the ones that I think you would really enjoy is a show I've been making with my good friend and TNO regular Sequoia Simone called Professional Talkers. We give comedic advice because we've had loads and loads of awkward conversations over the years, so we're trying to pass along the knowledge that we have gained to all of you. We've done lots of different topics. We've done topics with expert guests as well. We did a whole wedding mailbag episode and a holiday mailbag episode. We did a recent episode about how to level up your friendships. Sherry from TNO is our regular correspondent for introverts and Gen Z folks, but she is an expert on leveling up friendships. So we talked to her about her expertise there as well. It's really fun. You can listen to wherever you get your podcasts by searching for Professional Talkers or by going to our website, professionaltalkers.com. Now, unless you're listening on Patreon where you get access to ad-free episodes, you're going to hear words from a few sponsors who make it feasible for me to be a full-time podcaster. Some of those ads will be read by me, and others of them won't be. The ones that aren't read by me are inserted locally. So if you live in Croatia, don't be surprised if you hear an ad in Croatian. But once those ads are complete, we'll get back into this episode of the News Olympian.
Fix your outfit.
I want to see if let's see what's better, tucked in or tucked out. Crap. Out? Okay. It's hard. Tucked out, untucked. Untucked.
Whatever floats your boat.
It's all good. The important thing is that my hair looks good today because I got it cut at the place where I've gotten one of the best haircuts in my life, which was New Zealand when I was here 3 years ago. I just had to get it cut out of necessity.
In Wellington?
It was in Auckland at a place. No free ads, but this guy's really nice. So I will. It's Jensen Rascals in the HSBC Tower. I went there last time just because I need a place that had really good reviews. I sit down and he's like, all right, what do you want to do with the hair, blah, blah, blah. And I explain it and he starts cutting and goes, yeah, so when are you going to fix your part? And I was like, huh? And it was when I had a more buzz up the side and it was creeped over to the side of my head. And he was like, yeah, it should be here, it's over here now. And I was like, what? And I like never noticed, looked at all these photos and stuff. I was like, oh, because just like having this haircut for years and years, it like went over. So then I like went and over the course of months, like moved it over, which is like hard. You have to like keep getting particular haircuts cut over. That's why at the Percy Jackson premiere for season 1, my hair was like short and kind of funky, was because it was like mid that process. And I was like, I know this is for the greater good of my hair, but I would love to look pretty at this premiere. So then I went in today and I told him the story and everything. He was like, oh, I think we need to move it even further. And I was like, oh my. But he was like, then he was like, yeah, no, this could work, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I have more hair homework from this guy, but
He's obviously an expert.
He knows what he's doing, so maybe he's right. But anyway.
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson. So let's talk about the rest of chapter 26. I hope you all had a good intermission. I missed you all so dearly. Let's keep it going. So we left off where they were on Arion. So Hazel has Arion jump off the deck, and he hits the water at full stride. They zoom around the turtle's head, with Hazel hacking with her spatha and Piper yelling out random conflicting commands. Like it's that thing where they Twitch streamed people playing Pokemon as a unit. What's the it was like the thing where it was like Twitch plays
I'm not that kind of nerd,
It was like Twitch plays Pokemon, where it was this thing of like, it was a thing called Twitch plays Pokemon, where it was just like your Game Boy standard version of Pokemon, and the chat would like put in, you know, like whatever button to do, and just, I don't know if it was like every single thing that happened would happen, but then it became too chaotic because too many people were doing it, and you know, they wouldn't make progress. You'd like accidentally delete Pokemon and accidentally delete the save file, blah, blah, blah. So then they added in something where it was like a voting type system where they would like wait 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, and then whatever had the most votes, that would be the thing. So then everyone had to like work in unison, and then it took like ages, but they eventually like beat the game.
Wow.
As just thousands
Teamwork,
of people watching
like
it.
More organized teamwork.
Yeah, it's just community coming together. Just
That's
a
so
bunch
beautiful.
of nerds being nerds. It's beautiful
Just
stuff.
like here.
Yes, right? Everyone just coming together in a community of nerds. It's the best stuff. So anyway, just like reading books at a sleepover party. So they zoom around the turtle's head. Piper's yelling out conflicting commands like, go this way, go that way, do this, roll over, blah, blah, blah. The sword doesn't really do anything. The commands only work for a second each, but they are annoying the monster. And that is what they are trying to do here. Arion joins in the game of this by trash whinnying and then dodging the retaliatory chomps from the turtle.
Do you think the turtle can understand Arion? And it's like
Probably
actually
not.
getting the roast, you know, the trash talk is going through.
I don't think so. I think it's
But
probably...
they're both animals. I don't know what the rules are.
but it would be like if someone like said something mean to me in Italian, or it's like, I don't know what you said, but I can sense the vibe
Yeah.
that you called me some sort of rube. Like, I'm thinking that's what it is with different
Probably.
animal languages.
Yeah.
The essence behind what he's saying is there, even if the words aren't directly translating. So he's doing this. The turtle no longer wants to attack the Argo 2049. It wants them. And that means they're being a perfect distraction. Mission accomplished. They're doing what they got to do.
Very well.
So they keep it up. Piper is now adding in the launching of coconuts and roasted chicken out of the cornucopia into the eyeballs of the turtle. And
So chaotic.
it's so chaotic and so funny and so cheesy. And there's no way on earth they can make Heroes of Olympus into a live action adaptation. Like, it has to be animated with stuff like
I thought it has
this.
to be a K-drama.
Oh, it does, but it has to
Can it
be.
be an animated K-drama? We're going to
Yes.
revolutionize K-drama?
K-pop Demon Hunters is
Yeah,
right there.
that's so valid,
You can for sure do it. So I feel like that's what they got to do.
I think
Give
that's
me
brilliant.
animated K-drama Heroes of Olympus. Yes,
Yeah.
please. And cast me as Arion.
Oh, how's your nay?
Not good, but I would go to an acting coach. I would go to like a Foley coach to be like, teach me to whinny so that I can trash talk in horse. Now, once the Argo 33 1/3 gets to the Straits, they stop the instigating and they get on deck. Now, the boat seems like it's all safe. It is in these narrow waters. There's a rocky island to one side and then sheer cliffs to the other side. And the turtle just stares at them and doesn't enter, which at first I was like, good. We will soon learn.
Everything's going very well.
Soon learn is not the case. But the turtle's just waiting there menacingly, and Nara Hazel thinks, the turtle knows it won't fit, so it's just going to stay there.
Yeah. And I had some fun, fast turtle facts that I wanted to share because,
Cool.
as they said, this turtle is going very fast, like was going to catch up to them. And, you know, the stereotype is like tortoises are slow, but turtles are fast. And I found out recently that turtles are also fast on land. So I was with my hairdresser, and she has pet turtles, and she was telling me that sometimes once one of her turtles was found in the middle of the road, like several houses down. Once her turtle was found in somebody else's swimming pool, and they were bringing the turtle around in a chili bin with water in it, being like, is this your turtle? Is this your turtle? Like, at everyone's house.
Chili bin is... Okay, wait, I need one per... A cooler bag, like you would put like ice and stuff. Oh, chili, like so you're like chili, like oh, it's so cold.
Yeah.
I thought this was some sort of tub that you put chili into.
Different kind of chili.
Okay, yeah, no, we would call that like
a cooler.
A cooler or an ice chest, but a cooler is probably the most common.
Yeah, we call it a chili bin.
A chili bin.
I think it's only New
That's
Zealand
good.
that we call it.
Yeah.
Is it English?
It's English.
Oh, English. Okay.
Chili bin is really fun. That's good. I like chili bin.
There you go. That can be one of your new New Zealand phrases.
I want to do that. I really sweet as is really good. I want to get some sort of hat, shirt, jacket, something that says sweet as. I want that. I like that a lot. I had to clarify backstage with Mikayla if it is sweet as or if it was sweet AS, like instead of AF, like AS, like. But no.
Don't worry, it's the first one.
It's the first one.
Sweet
Yeah,
as.
sweet as.
Sweet as pie.
It's good because it like kind of sounds like you're saying someone has a sweet ass. Like it's a little, you have to think about it for like half a second, and it's fun.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. We grew up with it.
That's great.
But she told me turtles run really fast on grass, and they can like just dart away. So good.
I've had the experience with turtle in the middle of the road. I was running for sports outside of my parents' place in Texas once, and they're like near like forests and stuff. So you'll get, you know, turtles and other critters and stuff. And I was just running down the sidewalk, and there was a turtle just like straight up in the middle of the road. And I was like, this isn't where the turtle should be. So I hopped in to try to help, and I've never handled a turtle before, so I was like, do I grab it underneath? Do I grab it by the shell? I like tried picking it up from the bottom, and as soon as I like picked it up, it just like hissed and tried to snap at me. So I put him down. I was like, all right, fine. And then kept going like, you figure it out. And then I just kept running and looking back every now and then. He eventually made it and like got over to, I don't know, race the hare. But it like got across my arm. So I was like, look, I'm trying. Oh yeah, sorry, so sorry. But yeah, I'm just trying to help you, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you not run over by a Ford F-150.
That's like every time I try and help a spider and it's running away, and I'm like, just trust me, I'm trying to help you.
I want to put you in a cup with an index card and then drop you in.
Yeah, exactly. You need to trust me.
Let me help you.
Exactly.
But anyway, Percy Jackson. So Frank gives Hazel a big hug and compliments her efforts. She blushes and thanks him. Piper compliments Leo's work on the jets. Jason asks, okay, what now? And Hedge suggests killing the turtle.
Of course.
Of course. Jason declines this offer and also reminds Hedge, you lost my sword. And Nico informs them that their current plan has a flaw. They're not in a straight, they're in a dead end. Nico conveniently leaves out the fact that he pointed out that the straits were here. He doesn't say, I have misidentified the straits. He says, uh-oh, guys, we're not in a straight. Oh, we? All right, Nico.
Okay, maybe he couldn't see it from that far away.
He definitely couldn't. But if you're going to be, oh, I go in the crow's nest because I can see stuff, and then you clearly can't see stuff, get the eyeliner out of your eyes, kid.
His hood is pulled so low.
That's true. It's pulled so tight.
It's just, the eyesight thing is just his excuse. He's not actually looking.
Quit crying all the time. You can't see through your tears. Oh, gosh. Where is Percy when you need him? He's in Tartarus. So, they're not straight, they're in a dead end. He's going to be fine. There's 5 more books after this. No! There's at least 5. I don't know where. I think that the new 3 are after this also. So, there's like 8 more books. If it was 8 books of Percy being dead called Percy Jackson and the Underscore, I don't get it.
Maybe it's just like his adventures in the underworld, you know? He's a little spirit.
Still dead.
Yeah.
So Nico says they're in a dead end. Now, I would love at this point, I was writing in my notes that I want to ask Rick if he knew all of these boat terms that he's throwing around, or if he had a glossary. He's calling, you know, he's port and starboard, and he's SpongeBob in the boating test licensing exam with Mrs. Puff. He busts out prow at one point, which I had to Google. I was like, I don't even know what this one is.
It
and
was
it's
like a quarter deck or something. I was like, Why do you expect me to know boat terms?
Right. I don't know if Rick's a big boat guy or if he has this, little cheat sheet of boat words, but there are boat words galore.
Maybe he has a boat consultant.
Boat sultan, sure. A concealtant, yeah.
Conspotent, no.
But what's also fun is I know some of the boat words, but I don't know everything. So when they say port and starboard, I'm like, those are the sides. Do I know which one is right and left? No. No, I do not. I am not a boat person. I would love to be a boat person, but I don't take oil and gas sponsorships on this podcast. But I would love to have a boat friend. We were walking today in near Prince's Wharf and all that. There's parks and stuff up there. We're taking the little one, and you go by where all the yachts and stuff are. And I was just like, God, I need a rich friend. I need someone with stupid amounts of money. One of the boats was called. I took a picture of it. Hold on, because it was so funny, and I want to know what New Zealand thinks of this phrasing.
Build a little raft for yourself and take it out on the water.
No, but you see, I don't know if you've seen the yachts.
I have.
They're really cool. They have jet skis on them and jacuzzis and stuff. Okay, so there was a big old yacht called Janice of Wyoming. Of all the states to own, Wyoming? I couldn't even tell you one thing about Wyoming. I know nothing of Wyoming except that it exists.
Wyoming did they choose the name?
I'm assuming Janice was from Wyoming and moved here to marry some New Zealand man or woman, who's to say, or they, them, or anything. Someone with FU money. And then they made
And it's been there 3 years.
Oh, you know of Janice of Wyoming. Yes. You're familiar. Have you read it?
It's been there 3 years, just by the bridge.
Is it ever out, or is it just parked there
it's
forever?
Just always more there.
Did Janice die?
Is Janice dead? Janice of Wyoming? Well, if they're not using it, give it to me. I'll take out Janice of Wyoming. Give me the boat.
We'll let the city of Auckland know.
I'll learn what port and starboard are. Give me the boat. Give me the boat.
We'll talk to the Auckland City Council. We'll say, guys, if Janice is dead, Mike Schubert would like this boat.
I'll go to the City Council and be like, all right, I got two things, two boats to pick. One, change the name from New Zealand to Aotearoa. It's way cooler. And two, give me Janice of Wyoming. Michael of New Jersey. Yeah, baby, it's got a ring to it. Anyway, Percy Jackson, so Hazel is convinced that they're in a trap. Leo thinks it's fine. We can repair the ship. We'll do it overnight. We'll be ready first thing tomorrow. And that's not necessarily going to work. They can't back out. The turtle is parked there. The book says the following quote, well, Piper shrugged, at least the turtle can't get us. We're safe here. That was something no demigod should ever say. The words had barely left Piper's mouth when an arrow sank into the mainmast. Mainmast again, boat words. Sank into the mainmast. Feels like the most important mast.
The biggest mast. Maybe,
6 inches from her face. So everybody runs for cover except for Piper, who's still in shock.
There's a lovely little line break there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lovely little gap.
Love a good.
You can't say you're safe. You gotta touch wood at least.
Right, it's just, it's the, how could it get any worse? Or at least it's not raining. You can't do that.
Just don't tempt fate like that.
I mean, when your parents are all gods, don't tempt fate.
Yeah.
You know the fates. Frank can tell by the angles where the shooter is, and he can tell that it's a single shooter. Hazel can see a figure in bronze armor. Leo asks who it is. Piper notes that there is a note on the arrow, and the opening line is stand and deliver. So, it's the highway rat! I don't know if you guys get Julia Donaldson books down here? Yeah. Okay, yeah. There's a point in the highway rat where when he is, if anyone's unfamiliar with the highway rat, it is a children's book story by Julia Donaldson, who recently eclipsed J.K. Rowling as the best-selling British woman author. Makes me so happy. I'm so glad that I contributed to this by buying multiple books because Julia Donaldson is so talented. Those books rip.
She's Room on the Broom, right?
Yeah, Room on the Broom, The Gruffalo, The Smartest Giant in Town / the Spiffiest Giant in Town, depending on the US versus the UK version.
Wait, in the UK they call it Spiffiest?
No, in the UK it's The Smartest Giant in Town, because we don't say dressing well is dressing smart.
Yeah.
So in America it's The Spiffiest Giant in Town, which
I was thinking smart, intelligent as well.
So it's about a well-dressed giant, but that's a different one. It's really good. So there's a point in the highway rat. The highway rat is about the highway rat was a baddie, the highway rat was a beast. He took what he wanted and he ate what he took. His life was one long feast. So he is a rat that looks like, Zorro, and he robs animals on the highway and eats their food. And he yells different things at them when he wants them. And one of the things he does is he goes, stand and deliver. And so that's my big knowledge of stand and deliver is the countless times I've read Highway Rat to my little one.
So do you think that's who's on top of the list?
It's the highway rat. Yeah. Give me your chocolates and cookies.
Ultimate crossover.
If the highway rat showed, oh my God.
I don't know if the publishing year works out. I don't know when the highway rat came out.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
This came out in
2013?
2013.
Aha, I nailed it.
So I was in year 7.
Oh no, I'm old. I was a junior in college. University. Highway Rat release
Thank you for
date.
clarifying.
Yeah.
I was like,
Highway Rat release date.
American school years confused
December
me so much.
2017. So
4 years too late.
Yeah.
Maybe they were in secret communication, Rick and...
If Rick and Julia Donaldson are friends, come on, that'd be great.
That would be
That'd be
great.
so good.
Well, I can't spoil the next chapter for you. Maybe it is the highway rat. I don't know.
Just a brief sojourn into Highway Rat. So good.
It's just written in rhyme now. And...
The rhyme scheme of the Highway Rat is very fun. Anyway, Percy Jackson. So, his stand and deliver, it's the Highway Rat. So, it does the following. What does that mean? Coach Hedge complained. We are standing. Well, crouching anyway. And if that guy's expecting a pizza delivery, forget it. So good. Hazel says that there is more to the note. It continues. This is a robbery. Send two, I was like, Highway Rat. Send 2 of your party to the top of the cliff with all of your valuables. And I was like, not food, maybe not Highway Rat. All your valuables, no more than 2. Leave the magic horse, no flying, no tricks, just climb. Piper has no idea what they are meant to climb. Nico spots stairs carved into the cliffs. Oh, you see this?
Now we can see.
Now
He's
you can
lifted the
see.
hood off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly this has been done before. The turtle and the highway rat are working in conjunction. Hazel continues reading. I do mean all your valuables. Otherwise, my turtle and I will destroy you. You have 5 minutes. And this started to feel very Inigo Montoya. Like I was waiting for it to end with "You killed my father."
Prepare to die.
You killed my mother. Prepare to die, or
Father.
Okay,
Yeah.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
The handwriting gets really good towards the end. I'm not left-handed. Hedge goes, use the catapults. And then Hazel reads the P.S., which says, P.S., don't even think about using your catapults. Gotta hand it to whoever this is, Highway Rat or otherwise, because love of predicting what people are thinking.
Oh, great.
Really fun.
And then Hedge being like, he's good.
Yeah, Hedge goes, curse it, this guy is good. Because he said this guy is good, I was like, it's a woman. It's kind of like...
No, it's a rat.
Oh, yes. But a woman rat? I don't know. I think they use he pronouns for the highway rat. So anyway, that would ruin my theory. But it was just, I like it. The fact that Leo said it was a he and Hedge said it was a he, I was like, this is a woman. I would love it. It would be great. It would be great.
It's a classic plot twist they pulled.
Could be fun. Nico asks if the note is signed. Hazel says no and thinks that the story of a robber that employed a giant turtle rings a bell, but not enough for her to know who they are up against. Hazel thinks that this is not yet the test because mismanipulation doesn't feel like it is coming into play quite yet. Leo says that the meeting spot is out of the range of their catapults. The angles don't work. Frank says that it's out of range of his bow. Piper reminds everyone that the shooter is a deadeye, so they shouldn't really try any funny business. Hazel offers to go. Obviously, she must because she's the narrator. She doesn't want...
No, it's just the rest of the next 2 chapters are her watching from the boat. Being like, I wonder what's happening up there.
Yeah. Me and Frank started holding hands and stuff. We went to the movie room and watched 13 going on 30.
Sure.
So she doesn't want to, but she is convinced that this is the beginnings of the Hecate test thing, so she must go. The team is hesitant, but Hazel's fake reasoning for going is actually really solid. She says that she can summon up valuables, gems and gold and all that kind of stuff. So I should be the one to go. It's a pretty good fake reason.
And bonus points, she can curse them.
Yeah, she can, or at least... It sometimes happens without her trying because
It might happen.
So she wonders about that because Jason offers to join, saying that he could use his wind powers to save Hazel if she falls off of the cliff. It doesn't look necessarily safe.
It's like very steep stairs, and like when I was reading it, felt a bit of a parallel to a few chapters ago when Percy and Annabeth went down those really dodgy stairs in Tartarus.
Yes,
And I was like, interesting that those two were going down these stairs and then these two were going to go up. It just kind of paralleled for me.
I'm glad you brought it up because there's something that we should have said at the Perth show, and then I keep forgetting to say it at every subsequent show. So there was a question in the Q&A that asked, this was talking about, it was the chapters where they descend and they kind of go down like mountain goats. And the question was like, if you were to go down this very steep way in a more fun method of transportation, what would you do? And I said like paragliding could be really fun. But what the correct answer was is something that my guest Polly and I encountered, both of us for the first time when we were in Perth. They have a lot of walkways and stuff. Like it's a very walking friendly town, which is cool. And some of them go above streets and stuff so that you don't have to deal with like crosswalks. You just go on like an elevated walkway. So they have lifts. They have lifts.
No, elevators.
Elevators here?
Elevators here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they have elevators.
And not crosswalks.
What do you call them? Crossings?
Crossings.
Crossings. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
We know that we walk on them. We don't have to. This is what the jokes about America.
America is such a non-walking country. They're like, what do I drive? Do I drive?
I cross my driving.
Where do I park? Where do I put my car?
Yeah.
So they have elevators, but the elevators, it's so smart. I can't believe I've never seen this. I don't know if they have them here in New Zealand as well. If it's just like a 2-floor thing, instead of having a separate button for 1 and 2, it's just a button that says go. So smart. Like all this elevator does is go up and down and nothing else. If it's up at the top, go down. If it's down at the bottom, go up. Like every elevator that only has 2 floors should just have a go.
Yeah.
It's so smart. So Polly and I were kicking ourselves when we were walking home from the show and we used a go elevator. We were like, this should have been the answer. So I kept forgetting to talk about it because it's been like a couple of other ones in Australia. I don't know if we've run into any in New Zealand, but just the elevator that just says go. It's just so funny when there's a big button that just says go. I love it.
Take off.
I really, really like it. So anyway, Percy Jackson, he's going to do the win to help Hazel if need be. Arion then whinnies in disbelief that he won't be joining, but Hazel says, look, they said leave the horse. We're leaving the horse. Jason laments that he does not have his sword or Percy here to retrieve his sword. So Hazel tries on a whim to summon the Imperial Gold sword. She just thinks of Imperial Gold and tries to yoink it out of the ocean. And it works. And I fully support this. I love doing this. I'll do this in video games. I'll do this when I play D&D where you're just like, I try to do the thing that would be really good. Like, you gotta even give credit to Harry Potter when they were in the cave with Dumbledore and they had to get like the locket or something, and he was like, Accio locket? And it didn't work. I was like, I respect trying.
You just gotta give it a go.
Just try the cheat code. Yeah, for sure. Jason is very impressed since they are half a mile away from where he dropped the sword. Hazel says that she's been practicing. Narrator Hazel lets us know that that is a lie. She thinks to herself that she hopes she didn't curse the sword by doing this. She feels like she didn't because weapons have always been different. And her example of that, because at first I was like, yeah, okay. And then she gives an exact example. Remember that time in The Son of Neptune when I summoned a bunch of Imperial Gold and all that stuff from under the water and everybody was okay? No more got cursed? Oh, okay. Touche.
So it's not a retcon, Uncle Rick.
No.
You have evidence.
Yeah, and even if it was a retcon, he was like, oh, dang it. Oh, yes, nice. Yeah, maybe I'll have to ask him if I ever have him on the pod to discuss
Add
this.
that to the many hundreds
so
and
many,
hundreds of questions.
the lengthy Google Doc that I had to really
need him
sift
for like
through.
5 hours. To
Yeah,
get
we'd
all
have to
those.
really sit down. It would have to
Yeah.
be a lengthy thing. I got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was not.
Next time.
Anyway, the book ends the chapter with the following. Quote, she decided not to worry about it. She felt so angry at Hecate and so tired of being manipulated by the gods that she wasn't going to let any trifling problems stand in her way. Now, if there are no other objections, we have a robber to meet. And that is the end of the chapter. That was her saying it as a quote. I'm very intrigued. And that is the end of chapter 26, which I have retitled, We Get Shell-Shocked.
Wow, very nice.
What have you retitled it?
One of mine is Hazel Goes Fishing. Just because of the last bit where she
Really good.
gets the sword.
Totally.
We barbecue a giant turtle.
Sure.
No skin off a turtle's back. We barbecue Master Uguay.
What is Master Uguay from?
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, I've seen it once.
What?
I was too busy rewatching School of Rock to watch other Jack Black films.
Okay, well, I have seen Kung Fu Panda probably hundreds of times.
Yeah, and what year were you born in?
2001.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Hey, me and my dad would just watch Kung Fu Panda.
I mean, that's adorable. I really like that. It was when the first one came out, I was a little old. Like,
fair enough. Yeah. And then we've got Attack on Turtle, like Attack on Titan.
Yes.
And a turtly awesome surprise.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Shout out
That's
to
good.
Olivia, you're a genius.
That's even good because I feel like with a New Zealand accent, totally awesome sounds a little more like totally awesome.
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's
sure.
even closer. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, that is the end of this portion of the episode. If you're listening to the podcast after the fact, we'll take a brief break and then go into Q&A. So let's all say goodbye to the podcast people once more.
Goodbye, podcast people!
Hey, it's Mike from the future here, just taking a little break since this is a longer episode. We're going to have some more of those locally inserted ads, but once they're complete, we'll get into the very fun Q&A with this very fun and rowdy crowd. Let's do Q&A! Got a whole bunch of fun questions. Let's try to get through all of them. This first one comes from Mikayla Madden-Snoad.
What?
Subject line, Hamilton is not a city, kissy face emoji. What would be the 7 plus Nico's favorite songs and selected from K-pop Demon Hunters? Eyeball emojis. Ooh, okay, and then how do I pronounce your sign off here? The NG.
Oh, Namihi. It
What
means
is-
thank you.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
That's
Okay.
just my normal sign.
That's good. This is very good. Okay, so from K-pop Demon Hunters, Jason's gonna it's Rumi, right?
Rumi,
purple hair?
the main one?
Main
Yeah.
character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I feel like Leo is going to like who's the cutesy one that eats all the food?
Zoe.
Zoe. Yeah.
Zoe, I love Zoe.
No,
that
let
feels
all of
right.
my lack of knowledge of their names not be the fact that I'm not big in on K-pop Demon Hunters. Kelly and I watched it the weekend it came out, and if you look at the top Spotify playlist for me, which is just songs my daughter has requested, K-pop Demon Hunters up there, Soda Pop way up there. Like
Do you feel like Jason's Soda Pop because he's like the mainstream one?
Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. Oh, right. Songs and sexual characters. Yeah.
Either,
No,
right?
that's good. That's good. Let's see. Leo, I feel like Leo's going to like Zoe. And then Nico would for sure like Intense Rapping Girl.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name?
Mira.
Wait.
Mira. Oh, Zoe has a rap.
Oh, wait. That's
yeah,
wait.
sorry.
Then who's the other one?
Mira's the other one.
Okay,
She's
so
intense.
Leo,
I was
Mira.
thinking for
Yeah.
Nico, Ginu.
Genie. Because he's so moody and a demon.
then
Yeah,
all
that's
the
good.
things
That's
are
good.
like
That's
the
good. That's good.
demons.
Yeah, he's got.
And Your Idol would be the song for Nico.
Yeah. Frank's
I
gonna
love
like
Idol.
the smiling cat thing.
Derpy Tiger! Yes, he
Frank's
would be
gonna like
Derpy
them.
Tiger.
I feel like Hazel would like the raven with the hat because she had the whole
Yeah,
raven
Sussy.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like a little duo, too. Hazel and
Yeah.
Frank.
Oh,
Sussy
very
and
fun.
Derpy.
That works very well.
Yeah.
Piper. Let's see. Piper.
That's the bird's name.
Let's see. Who would Piper like? I mean, Piper might, if we're giving a more real
Can
answer.
anyone be Bobby?
Who is Bobby?
You know, like...
Oh, the manager. Hedge. I would say Piper to Rumi actually makes more sense, especially with like the
Yeah.
voice, with like the magical
And
powers,
all the, like, deeper shame stuff.
and the
and
incredible fits. The
Yeah.
self-doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. That was very fun. Love me some K-pop Demon Hunters. All right, let's continue on. This one is from David. Says, "Hey, Mike, love the podcast. I was so happy to see Bob return, and even happier to see Little Bob return. Little Bob wasn't a thing. Was Little
Small
Bob?
Bob.
Small Bob. Oh, I guess that is a return, but we never saw them. Yeah. Okay, because they were like mentioned. Are there any characters you'd like to see return later in the story? Grover. Where is Grover? Where is Grover?
This is something I'm really happy that the TV show is doing because they're fleshing out all the characters so much, and because now they have actors who are portraying those characters and reminding Rick how important they are. He's like, oh my gosh, if they get to Heroes of Olympus, he'll be like, ooh, Clarice and Grover kind of need to show up.
Yeah.
Because, like,
100%.
literally, where are they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah, they gotta come back. So that's my answer.
Yeah.
All right, this one's from Dan. Hi, Mike. If you haven't been already, Waiheke Island is well worth a visit on a sunny day.
Waiheke.
Sorry.
you're
I
fine.
apologize to all the Maori people, past, present, and future.
Don't apologize.
So, no, that's definitely on our list of things to do. My question is, if the 7 were flavors of Tim Tams, what would it be? All right, let me look up all the Tim Tam flavors. I know.
I can't eat
I know
Tim
that the
Tams.
there's 6 that I can see like straight up in the store. So let's go All right. Oh, wait, there's gluten-free Tim Tams. Would that mean you could do it?
No, they've got dairy. Yeah. I've got food
Arnett's.
allergies. And I can eat fake Tim Tams. There's like there's 2 brands of like dairy-free, gluten-free.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically Tim Tams, but they're called like double chocolate biscuits. So
I see.
obviously
Yeah,
Tim
yeah.
Tams is copyrighted.
Gotta be. Okay,
Those are young.
I've got the website pulled in front of me.
Okay, beautiful.
So original Jason, obviously. Double coat Percy because it's Jason but better. I like original better, and I love Jason. But also the double coat thing is blue.
Oh my god, that's a lot of flavor.
Well, the Arnett's website just has like the current one, so you might be in like the past. Dark chocolate, that's probably Nico.
Oh yeah,
White chocolate, as a white chocolate hater, I'm gonna say Octavian.
Actually, that
I
fits.
think he's like, they always talk about him being like a pasty boy. And
he looks like white chocolate as well.
Yeah, and I think white chocolate is disgusting. I don't know if I've even had white chocolate Tim Tams because I was like, why bother? Chewy caramel. That feels like hazel because to me it feels like a precious metal inside. Like it's a precious thing in it. And then gluten-free.
Well, I found
Hyper, I guess.
I found mangoes and cream and strawberries and cream.
Well, that's not like currently going on.
It's
So
on
that
the
must be.
Arnott's website.
But I'm on the Arnett's website.
Oh my god!
I'm. Let's see.
But yeah, gluten-free could be pop because she's a vegetarian, so you know. Annoying
yeah,
dietary
right.
things that people go.
Exactly.
"Ugh."
Now, if we go to Tim Tam Deluxe, which I do like the Deluxe,
I can say that.
Cafe Latte, that's Grover because of the coffee.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Decadent triple chocolate. Maybe that's. Oh.
Can we be like a god, like
Yeah,
Aphrodite or
but-
something?
Or if it's like, if we're going extra dark because of it, like they could be like Hades.
I
Salted.
think decadent.
Yeah.
But I guess Hades is pretty.
yeah.
His castle, he
Yeah.
has flair.
Salted caramel brownie. That feels Aphrodite because it just feels like very like sweet
Yeah.
to me. Chocolate mint. God, I love the chocolate mint. It's really good. Minty. I maybe like a Demeter because of the like plants of it,
Oh, yeah.
like a mint plant freshness.
We're
Okay.
learning so much about Tim Tams today.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, like all about it.
Someone make
Sponsor
more
my
flavors
next
of-
tour, Arnett's, please.
Yes.
Please.
And then send Mike
Send
boxes
me
and
all
boxes
of
of Tim
them.
Tams.
Please do it. Okay, this one is from. Is it Megan or do you guys call him Megan down here? Megan. Okay, I at least know in
Oh my
Australia
god, I'm
it's
sorry.
Megan.
I keep saying that.
I emailed you, but I was like, Kelly, I guess this is wrong.
Yeah,
no.
No, so yeah, my sister would love what you do with your name. That Megan is Megan because my sister is Megan with an H, and she's like, all these Megans in America who spell it like this, like it should rhyme with vegan. So you've done it, Megan.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
The subject line is all caps. Mikayla, you're doing great, sweetie, but you better pick me.
My question, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
god.
My first question is: if you had to give,
pick you.
if you had to give any of the Greek gods normal sounding names, what would they be? The first audiobook pronounces Charon as Karen, Gaia as Gia, as we all do, and Galia as Gale. Please give more. Thank you. So normal name. Okay, we're
So,
good.
like, are we changing their name?
No, I think we're doing like the
totally, or-
closest normal name to their name.
Okay.
So let's see. Demeter would just be like
Debbie.
Debbie. Yeah, Deborah. Deb.
She's little mom on the
Deb.
farm, making her organic things.
Yeah. Hestia could just be like
Heather?
Helen. Heather is good because there's already a Helen.
I feel like I've done a fanfic with. That was her human name.
Apollo would just be like.
Yes.
Apollo would just be like Arnold.
Hey, don't talk bad about my dad.
Oh no! It's just the normal
No,
close his name.
my dad is Apollo, like my godly parent.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought your father's name
No,
was
no,
Arnold.
no. Oh, I know what Apollo's human name would be. It'd be Lester. Just trust me.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we got?
Aphrodite?
Aphrodite. I don't
She needs like a fancy
It
name.
needs like fancy, but with a like.
Philippa.
Yeah, the fin there, yeah. Let's see. Hades. That's a tough one. Go like Harold.
Hank.
Henry.
I ran with Derek for some reason.
Poseidon would have to be like Peter. Paul would be funny because of Paul Blowfist. That'd be really funny.
Oh my gosh, that would be great.
Shout out to all the people who were screaming at me for not recognizing that it was Paul Blowfist's car.
Lots of people did it though.
Well, I didn't clock it at first, and then in the episode, Liam and I were like, "Oh, or it's Paul's car,"
Yeah,
and then
you
still all the
did.
comments are like, "It's Paul's car," and I was like, "Did everyone not listen?"
They probably just commented it.
Commented
They
early.
hadn't got to
Everyone
it.
needs to do my official rule of the podcast, which is you're not allowed to comment until the podcast is over because I might correct myself before it ends.
Exactly. But I watched people analyze the episode who didn't notice as well.
I just, for some reason, I didn't think it was blue. I thought it was I thought it was a silver car when it was the flat. I was like fully convinced it was a silver Toyota Prius.
Yeah.
And I just forgot to clock Prius and Prius.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't think she was like with Paul this early. Anyway, this stuff. Other names. I feel like that was quite a few. I feel like we get cool. My second question is: if you had to pick a color food to get your daughter obsessed with, what would it be, and why is the answer purple? Purple is a good choice. Purple is one of her favorite colors. I think purple would be fun. Yeah, purple's good. I mean, pink is my favorite color, so I want to do pink.
Pink is my favorite color as well. I went camp. Percy
Very
Jackson
Camp
vibes.
Half-Blood. Yeah, it's really good.
I was kind of sad I didn't wear pink, but
It's all
it
good.
is what it is.
It's all good. It is what it is. Yeah, I think pink or purple would be a really fun one. My third question is: if you could cast any of the Fellowship from Lord of the Rings in the PJO show, either actors or characters, who would it be, and who would they play in the show? All right. I mean, I want Aragorn in there just so he can open doors.
Yes.
Want to conquer the doors of death? Just get Aragorn there.
Absolutely.
Just open them all sexy like, and then like you're good.
I mean, I feel like Leo needs to be a hobbit because he's little and silly.
I mean, look,
I don't know.
Elijah
Pippin! Pippin is Leo.
It's Leo. I was thinking also like Elijah Wood as Nico could work because.
Oh my god, yes!
Especially because like Frodo goes through it.
Oh
he
my
is
God.
Stabbed and wrapped up by a spider.
The
and
trauma
his
is
finger
real.
bitten off. Like,
Yeah, okay,
oh
so
my
Frodo
God.
is Nico.
Yeah, Frodo's Nico.
Pippin is Leo.
Oh, Gandalf Chiron is right there.
Absolutely, yes.
Especially with the unclear instructions. Flying fools, what do you mean?
Yeah. I don't know if Legolas is like Jason because like pretty boy or Frank because of the archery skills.
Or a combo. It's both.
It's both.
One of them is Jason is Legolas because blonde, and then Frank is Orlando Bloom because brunette. All right, this one is from Nina, the Danes in Auckland. What brings you to Auckland if you're
I'm sorry, I was
from
pronouncing
Denmark?
your name wrong. I'm sorry.
Do you live here or you just happen to be visiting?
Both.
Oh, how does that work?
We're here for 6 months.
Oh, you're for 6 months. Okay, cool. Welcome. Every day I long for your Danishes. I'm gonna destroy the pronunciation of Lankehutset. The one that I'm gonna spell it. Yeah. It's so many letters and I don't. Yeah. They do. Yeah, we have them in America and they're way worse. They're just every day. All right. Hi, fellow Tim Tam lover here. My fave is the dark one. I will have to bring so many with me back to Denmark. Yeah, look, we're going to weigh our bags and then do the math of how many boxes of Tim Tams we can bring. If the 7 went on a road trip through New Zealand, what would be their car jobs, i.e. driver, planner, snacks, etc.? I think we just did this at one of the recent live shows. But if we're saying specifically New Zealand, I feel like the main difference is that you need someone to just like stare at all the mountains because that's just so good. And that
Nico
feels
could
like
dramatically stare out the window very well.
and then not
His head
see.
against the glass.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he wouldn't be crying. He wouldn't be looking at the mountain.
It'd be good. Yeah, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't be able
He
to
needs
see what's
somebody
up.
who is actually looking.
Yeah. I mean Hazel, especially with all the like the rock formation stuff, would be good.
Yeah,
No, it'd be fun. There's a lot of good options and all that. But the main thing we arrived at before is that whatever it is, we need Annabeth navigating.
Absolutely. We should get Percy to drive.
That's another thing. I completely whiffed on that in the TV show thing when Grover was like, "Oh no, Percy can't drive." I was like, "What's this a reference to? Is this like an inside joke with Walker?" And everyone was like, "Remember the thing, your favorite scene from season 1?" I was like, "Oh right, that's really
That's right.
embarrassing."
You have baby brain this time.
I do. So this is from Grace and Estelle. Also cap subject line: go to Kelly Tarleton's in Auckland.
Yes.
What is Kelly Tarleton's?
Aquarium.
It's an aquarium. Oh, okay, cool.
It's
cool.
really fun.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They've got penguins as well.
Ooh, love a penguin. Hey Mike, welcome back to Auckland. It will be my birthday in 23 days. So my question is, if the 7 were to have a birthday party, though we know how Percy is with birthdays, what would be the party favors that they would give out at the end of the party? Ooh, what party favors would they give out at the end of the party?
This is everyone.
Annabeth would be really boring. It'd be something like practical.
Did you get there on a calculator?
Something, like a compass. Like, it'd be boring.
Percy would probably just give them blue snacks.
Blue snacks for sure.
Blue candy.
Leo has made everyone a mixtape, and it's terrible.
The moodiest snack.
The moodiest.
Not snack.
No,
party
just like
favorite.
thing. Yeah, I don't know. Some sort of
Tissues.
like.
Nico gives out tissues.
Yup. Hazel, like it would have to be something like really antiquated, like so like I don't know, like
A jewelry box.
oh yeah, or like breath mints or just something like really old school. A box of matches, like something like we're super old school. And then Jason, either the most American or
What's the most American party favor?
not giving a party favor. I don't know.
The other
Not
option for
sure.
Percy is he just forgot.
Yeah. I can see Piper gives everyone like really thoughtful, gorgeous thank you cards. So that could be really fun. Yeah. That's a fun one. That's really fun.
Personalized gifts.
Oh, this one's from Emily. South Island represents. Did you go to any of the South Island shows or what happened?
Yeah, I've been to all your shows.
Oh, Emily, hi, hey, how's it going? I couldn't tell from your silhouette. You did the trifecta, that rules. That's so cool. Well done. I should give you a trophy.
It's right in.
That's not mine to give away.
It won't fit in my carry-on.
It's funny because when I do these things where I go to like multiple things, there's been like, you should get a free Aotearoa sticker for going to all of them. But even if you've already bought one, take one for free. You did all 3 shows. That rules. You know who else did all 3 shows? Me. Once again, I have to ask if you enjoyed the classic South Island cultural food, the mighty cheese roll. We forgot. Oh, okay. So we're going. Cheese rolling is happening in Auckland, but we only got here yesterday. So we're gonna cheese. I keep saying this at the shows because people keep asking. Do you guys cheese roll here? You keep asking cheese roll. I will cheese. I'm gonna text Kelly right now because we must.
What's
We
a
must.
cheese roll?
I learned about this.
The onion dip and cheese and bread.
Yeah, it's literal trees problem.
Yummy.
So you get bread, you make a little onion dip with like the powdered soup
Oh,
mix.
kiwi onion dip.
Yeah. Oh, we had kiwi onion dip at a fancy restaurant in Wellington, but it was like fancy kiwi onion. It was really good. That's on the cheese roll. We're gonna make cheese rolls. Oh. So you make like kiwi onion dip, you put it on bread, you roll it up, then you sprinkle cheese on top, and then you put it in the oven, right?
If you want, you can put the cheese on top, but it's inside.
Oh, the cheese inside, right, and then roll it up, put it in the oven. Yeah, we're gonna. The oven here is good. I just like oven roasted some chicken and stuff for the baby for dinners for the week. So like,
then you gotta
yeah.
make some kumara.
I gotta make some what?
Some
Oh,
kumara.
some kumara, right? Yeah, had that backstage.
try
Rips,
some.
really good potatoes.
Yeah, when I was a baby, I had kumara all the time, so
Okay.
it's good baby food as well.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good. Anyway, haven't cheese rolled yet. I will report back.
He promises.
I'll do an
Are you gonna
editing.
swear
I
on the
will.
griddle
Mike from the
sticks?
future coming. Yes, I want a cheese roll. They won't let me fly out though. Like, we check my passports and they'll be like, "Did you have a cheese roll?" Emily will be very disappointed.
Hello, it's Mike from the future here. I'm happy to report that I did, in fact, make cheese rolls a couple days after this live show, and they were phenomenal. They were so good that I made sure I traveled home with a pack of the soup mix that you need to make the kiwi onion dip, and we made some more cheese rolls when we had some friends over. Really good. They hit really hard. Cheese rolls, they lived up to the hype. Emily, thank you so much. Thank you. Anyway, back to the podcast.
Also, I highly recommend any books by Lindley Dodd for your daughter. Harry McClary is a childhood
I
classic.
have actually got one in the green room for you.
Oh, yay! Good, because we were given a bunch of Australian ones, but we don't have any New Zealand
Yeah,
ones,
I
so
got
that's
you
good.
Harry McClary and...
Oh, no, that's a correction. Someone gave me the 4-pack of the Wonky Donkey, which I did not know was a New Zealand
Yes.
one. Yes, okay. I didn't know that.
That was
Yeah.
Megan.
Incredible. So here's the fun thing about it, with specifically that thing. One, Kelly had the Wonky Donkey, and I like read it at her house to the baby once, and I had no idea it was a New Zealand thing. So that's super cool. But specifically, you got us the Wonky Donkey Treasury, which has like 4 Wonky Donkey books in it. The problem is my daughter, much like me, is a completionist, and she likes to read the full thing.
course.
So now she wants to read 72 pages.
No,
No, it's fine, but it's just like usually she'll read books like multiple times and they'll go to bed. The Wonky Donkey is like because she wants to read all 4, so it's like we're reading this once. And the nature of the story of the Wonky Donkey, if you haven't read it, is it's very repetitive. So it's like by the end of the Wonky Donkey, I'm ready to go to bed. So no, but it's great. It's I haven't listened to the music yet because I know there's like companion songs, so I need to do that. But my favorite thing reading it through was trying to guess what the word was going to be, because the whole thing with the Wonky Donkey is like, I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. It only had 3 legs. It was a wonky donkey. I was walking on the road. I saw a donkey. It only had 3 legs and it only had 1 eye. It was a winky wonky donkey. So when I was first reading them, because I didn't know any of them, the whole time I was like trying to guess what it was. And the one I was most upset about was there was one where the wonky donkey is well dressed, and I was like, oh, it's the swanky wonky donkey, and he was the spunky wonky donkey, and I was like, no, rewrite it. He should be the swanky wonky donkey. Sit back to the drawing board, but no, it's a really good thing. Okay, cool. So Harry McClary, stoked. Thanks for coming back to NZed. Hope to see you here again
Thank
soon. Oh, I destroyed Jamie at the merch table and you when I said
Yeah, he said NZD, and I went.
NZD.
NZ. Thank you.
Whoa.
Z makes me go like how you say Legos. Why do you make Legos plural and math singular? What?
Yeah, the Lego thing is, yeah.
Legos annoys me so much.
Okay, this one is
Lego.
from, is it Jillian or Gillian?
Jillian.
Jillian, okay. This one is from Jillian. You're better than Chapel Roan. High praise. I don't know that I am, but that is very high praise. Auckland Show Q&A. Hey, my question. If you could control the mist, what would you make people see? My hair, always perfectly done, but then I don't actually have to do my hair.
Nice.
Yeah, while I'm moving it, the party's in the right place. Good job. Like Ariane comes to Hazel, just a call. What would you want to come to you instantly in a thought? Oh, I would love my laptop. That's always my answer, just because I'm always like carrying it around for stuff. I would love to not have to carry it around. What about you for the miscontrolling and for the Ariane teleporting?
I mean, for the teleporting, I don't know whether to choose my phone or my drink bottle. I honestly feel like my drink bottle. I drink too much water. My doctor has said I drink too much water. But I love water. I love my drink bottles, so that would be great. And the mist, I don't know, probably my hair as well, because it gets poofy and it's just curl properly. Don't poof, please. That would be very convenient.
I get it.
Yeah.
Speaking of water, it went down the wrong way.
No! Bravo! Oh no.
I'm gonna be okay.
You Oh, I hate when you start choking and you just know it's gonna go for a minute or something. You're like, there's nothing I can do about this.
Okay. So, thank you so much for coming here and doing a live show. I look forward to every Tuesday. That's so funny. I look forward to every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Shout out to,
Tuesday.
I've told the story when I first went weekly with Potterless. I got a very angry email from someone saying, like, you said the podcast was going to come out every Monday, and you've been late every single Monday since switching weekly. Don't switch weekly if you can't handle it. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. The episodes will come out every single Monday. And he was like, oh, I'm in Australia. Maybe that makes the thing. Change things. And I was like, yes! Change things. He's like, you're in the future!
Oh, that's funny that you say Tuesday.
What do you call it?
We say
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Oh yeah, you
which is
pronounce
dumb.
T's like CH's?
No, it's like
yeah,
CH, because like I was teaching phonics last year to like 6-year-olds. Not doing that.
Smart.
I had enough of that last year. But so like these little 6-year-olds, and then I have to try and explain to them that Tuesday is spelled with a T, and
Yeah.
it's like. But then, like, tube, you say tube in America, right?
Yeah, because it starts with a T.
It does, right? America, I think British people say tube
They
as
also
well.
say tube, yeah.
So I had to teach my kids, and I'd say, so let's just pretend we're American for a bit. We're going to say tube and tune to help you, like, learn that it's a T, because otherwise they're going to write it with a CH.
Mhm.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's one place where you guys maybe are correct.
Yeah, and the other thing is, New Zealand's not as bad as Australia and England, but we actually pronounce R's, and then on the other foot, England and Australia for sure like to add R's to words that don't have them, like nar.
Mike tried to tell me earlier
I did
that
not
we
try to
say
tell-
nar. He was like, you guys add, I was like, nar. And I was like, I'm sorry, that's Australia. That is not us.
Jillian ends with P.S. Love the socks. Thank you. I had to wear Spider-Man socks. I had to make the purple shoes work with the red shirt. It's red and purple and all there. Yeah, it's very all thoughtful in the outfit. And then I had to wear shorts because it's so hot today. So this one is from Olivia in Auckland. We're the best. Suck it, Hamilton. Didn't know there was a big rivalry.
Thank you, Olivia.
Yo, Mike, hypothetically, if there was a live show for a really cool kids book-based podcast on the same day as your birthday party, what would you do? Mikayla, feel free to chime in for personal experience. Yes. It's a shame that you couldn't attend the last one.
It was okay. I have spent ages trying to find a day that worked for as many of my friends and family as possible for my 21st. Then Mike goes ahead and announces that his live show in Auckland is the night of my 21st. And I was like, what are you doing? And I did my 21st. I'm
It's
sorry.
completely valid. And look where you're at.
But
It's
what
all
would
good.
you do is Olivia's asking.
I would move the party. I'm like not, but I'm not like a big planner. Like my birthday is coming up quite soon, like in 12 days or 13 days when I go back. Thank you. It's almost there, and I have like nothing planned. And it's like I need to message people. I've never been a huge like it's my birthday. Like I've never like it's my birthday week. Like I've never been big on that.
Yeah, that's
so
me.
yeah.
That's
So-
one way I'm like my godly parent Apollo. I like to celebrate myself.
Now, the email continues for an actual vaguely related question. What's the weirdest/silliest reason you've ditched a social event? Ditched as in like I was there and then I left, or man, there's gotta be something, but I can't think of anything. The email continues, let Mikayla's dad show you around the city. Shut up, Mark. We love you. Mark is going to give me and Kelly a walking tour. It is secured. Silliest reason I've ditched a social event. There's gotta be something. There surely must be.
I have to be invited to social events to be able to ditch them.
Come on.
My dad's playing me the tiny violin. Thank you, Dad.
It's not exactly it, but there was a time my buddy Johnny and we left a baseball game we were at early because we had a day where he was visiting me when I was in Seattle, and we wanted to go to a Yankees-Mariners game and then also go on a hike, and we wanted to make sure we weren't fighting with the sunset. So we left the baseball game a little bit early so that we could make sure we got a hike in before it got too dark and stuff. It was just like a funny little happenstance. Can't think exactly, but it's okay. Well, we're running out of time, so we just got to do like a couple. This one is from Maggie, who also says you're better than Chapel Roan. Hi, Mike. Loving the show so far. Big fan of the Spider-Man socks. My questions are: if you have a cornucopia that shoots out unlimited food, what food would it be?
Kumara.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, great choice. If I was like Ash, Tim Tams is exactly what first came to mind. But if I was trying to think, I should probably go a little healthier. That probably wouldn't be the best. Eggs would be good because I buy so many eggs. I buy so many eggs because like I eat a bunch and Kelly eats a bunch and the baby eats a bunch. So, like,
instead of grocery shopping.
just in the morning I could just like point it at the pen and be like,
Are they already cracked?
it would just like, just like the egg whites thing. Like, just be like, that'd be great. Yeah, I would love that. Then they don't have to waste time cracking. That'd be really good. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, a flip. This one's from Jamie. Hamilton is great.
Yes, it is.
Guys, I don't actually hate Amazon.
What would your cabin room look like on the Argo 2?
Ooh. Mine would be pink.
Yeah.
Like my actual bedroom is.
Oh, that's cool. I don't have a pink
I've had
bedroom.
pink walls since I was like 8 years old.
That rules. I feel like it would just be, I'm a big, like, I never really did much in my room except for sleep. Like, I wasn't like the kid, like, I'm going to my room, and like, never had a TV in my room or stuff in my room. So, like, I would just optimize it for sleep. I would be similar to what my bedroom in Barb and Joel's place is, where it's like, got my whole bed set up, and then I have just like a really comfy, cozy reading chair from reading. So I feel like I would be going for that vibes. It says from Jamie, you're an unpaid employee. I will be paying you for an membership. All right, we're going to end it with one that I have been saving because this is usually a surefire way to end the shows. This one is from William, and it says, town names, Auckland show. So I'm guessing this is like, try to pronounce things. Let's see. It has done the thing. This is a fun issue that happened to me recently in a work email. Did you copy paste it from like a notes app or something where the email, it copy pasted in white text?
Oh,
That,
no.
yeah, so half of this email is in white text. Oh, then what? But you, come on, iPhone. You should know I'm not trying to send a white text email. That's incredibly confusing. So I've now copy pasted this into a different thing so I can read it. What's your favorite town name you've encountered in New Zealand? There's probably some with like fun names.
Paeroa. Paeroa.
What
You
is-
thought it was a fruit.
Oh, yeah, that's a good answer. The problem is, like, there's the fun names, and then I want to be like, ha, 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 fun name, but I'm like, but this is a Maori word, so I just feel racist if I'm like, that word looks weird.
Well, I mean, what is it? It might not be Maori.
Oh, I can't think of one off the
Okay.
top. The one that comes to mind for this is an Australian town called Woolloomooloo, which is just like very fun, but
Yeah.
like that feels
Indigenous.
That feels indigenous,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, so this one continues. We have some unique
Bulls. Oh yeah, we have a town called Bulls.
bulls.
Bulls,
Yeah.
like cow.
Cow.
bulls.
That's fun. I like that. Let's see. I do love it. It's in Southland, but like I love Wanaka. Wanaka's fun. I like the A with the line over it is fun. Like it sounds cool.
Wanaka.
Wanaka, yeah. Big fan. Great town. Shout out Puzzling World. We have some unique ones ranging from Greytown, which is depressing. Oh, this is long.
Is that really long?
It's the
Oh,
longest
yeah,
town
that's
in
the
the
right
world.
Let me try and read it.
Oh.
Towel.
Play the song.
Or
yeah.
To mata waka tangi hang Pika manga Pipo
You tried.
How would you say this town name?
Something probably is WH is F.
Oh, I did learn that earlier, which is
Okay,
confusing.
I haven't said this many times, but I'll give it a go. Okay. Taumata whakatangi hanga koa o ota mate aturi puka kapiki maunga horo nuku po kai whenua ki tanatahu.
I'm assuming that translates to something. Does anyone know what that town's name means?
No.
It's like one of the, where it's like the land beneath the cloud next to the river with the lake and that great pizza shop.
Do you know what Aotearoa means?
It's like the land under the long cloud.
The land of the long white cloud.
Yeah. And then I know the Maori name for Mount Cook is like Aoraki.
Aoraki,
and doesn't
yeah.
that mean like cloud piercer or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's super
cool.
so badass. They got to change that one. That goes way harder than Mount Cook.
Yeah.
That probably sucked anyway.
Captain Cook definitely sucks.
Yeah, come on. All right, so this continues. And the Tron, nickname for Hamilton, which was the city of the future and is now the city of now, implying they gave up.
Maybe now is the future. We've reached the future.
We've reached the future. Thanks so much, Will. And we've reached the end of the show. That was so fun. This is such a fun show. You all are a great crowd. This is such a good way to end not only the New Zealand tour, but like all of the Australia, New Zealand stuff. So thank you so much. This was a blast. Give it up to Mikayla for being an Give it up to Jamie for running the merch table. Shout out to Kelly for watching the little one and babysitting the She's been having a lovely night drinking her Bundaberg creaming sodas. She's been having an absolute blast. And shout out to Martin, who was running sound and getting us all set up here. Delightful. But yes, thank you all so much. This has been so much fun. This is such a good way to end it. Elite vibes, elite show, great times. Phenomenal stuff. So I got to make my way back to New Zealand, and of course I'll make my way back to Auckland for sure. Maybe when I'm here next time, you will have voted to change the name of New Zealand to Aotearoa, which would be super
that'd be
cool.
great.
Love that. But until then, I'll see you later. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of The Noose Olympian. This podcast is created, hosted, and produced by me, Mike Schubert. I also run the social media and the website. Our editor is Sherry Guo. The music is by Bettina Campamanes and Brendan Krugel, and the art is by Jessica E. Boyd. If you can't get enough of the show, you can go to thenewsolympian.com/Patreon for bonus episodes, bonus content, ad-free episodes, a whole bunch of fun stuff. If you want to interact with the community around the show, you can check out the Discord, which is available to all patrons, or we're on social media. We're at Noose Olympian on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter. And we've got a subreddit, reddit.com/r/thenewestalympian. You can also show your love for TNO by getting TNO merch at thenewsolympian.com/merch. Of course, want to give a huge shout out to our producer level patrons, Kelsey Gillespie, Vicky Garcia, Frida Vikstrom, Megan Moon, Polly Burge, Nikki Harris, Tatiana Schmidt, Sandra Rose, Josh Sayer, Sam Ruby, Mrs. O'Leary, Milo Kim, Sandkopf, Rayla Matthews, Sky Mallory, Mick Walters, Grace, Ginger Spursboy, Bradimus Prime, Skylar Sisters, Scott Sheldon, Ann M. Thayer Cohen, Bella, Percy Jackson, Kit Kat Crumbs, Jim Jam Koopy, Andrea, not Andrea, Jordan Ray, Nico's Black, Vespa, Zayden Wintergate, Terry Rothfuzz, Certified Ghost King's emotional support friend, Lee Hartley, Persasabeth, and Alex DeLong. If you want to support the show in a non-monetary way, word of mouth is essential for podcast growth. You can tell a friend directly, say, hey, there's this Percy Jackson podcast I think you would like, check it out. You could leave a rating and review on whatever podcasting app you're using, or you could just talk about the show on social media. All these things really do help. I really appreciate anyone who has done so in the past, and I appreciate anyone who will do so in the future. But I'm just so thankful that you tuned into this episode, and I hope you tune into our next episode, where we will be joined live in Vienna, Virginia, by Johnny Frolickstein to break down chapters 27 and 28 of The House of Hades. But until then, I'll see you later. Hey everyone, it's going. It's me, ASMR Mike. So I am currently packing for the tour that I've got coming up soon. And one of the things I have here in the auxiliary studio is this little travel toiletry bag. And I'm just going to do some stuff with it, mix and moist. So it's got a zipper on it. So here's the zipper. And then inside right now, we've got a little thing of shaving cream. There's me popping the top.
And what else do we have in here? There's a little travel razor. Ooh, okay, and a nice little travel razor. And there's a travel thing that like came with like I think on one of the flights we took. There's some perfume, some hand lotion, a toothbrush, a full dental kit actually, and some tissues. So yeah, I might bring some of the stuff with me. We'll have to see. But this was in my hey, you might want to bring this pile, and there it is. Thank you so much for listening.